I'm first. Woohoo.
Oh, I was muted. Congrats on being first, Zira. Hey, Tosses. Welcome in. Hey, Super Bucky. Oh, speaking of dice, I gotta go get my dice.
That's it. I'm getting me mallet.
Hello there.
It has begun.
Hi, Tapachi. Hello, Kava. Hello, Zire. I about deafened myself.
Why do they call it oven when you oven in the cold food of out hot eat the food? Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your prime sub. Thank you, Candy. And welcome in. Sab can't be heard right now, but Sab is hurting my brain. Yeah, well, Sab is unwell right now. Not. The back's getting better, but now they've got like the start of it. And then on top of that, the doctor didn't send the prescription in right, and like tried to send a prescription that doesn't exist to the pharmacy. It's a good time. Everyone's falling apart. Sab Everwell. I don't know, Keva. I don't know. Yeah, Shy did amazing on these character designs. We have to actually talk to Shy about seeing if we can't get jewels made, because we want to get jewels on there, and obviously we have to update these character profiles, because obviously, you know, we're level 7 now, and when we made these, everyone was like level 1. Yeah, we're level 7, John. We're level 7. I'm gonna unmute everybody since it's been well over 5 minutes. Sab's not ready yet. It's been 2 weeks, but we're not ready. Feel better, Sab? It's been... Ain't that the truth? You won't be hearing any of the... Gosh dang it. You won't be hearing any of the trigger fire stuff, but if you do have that blurb link open, you should be able to hear all the blurbs that get played. So, you got that as well. Okay.
I found my good set of punishing the players dice.
Oh, that's lovely. All right, let's go to the main screen, shall we? I also am digging this music, and when I refreshed, apparently it resumed in everything, so now everything's screwed again. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's been like 2+ weeks.
Yes, man.
1 week since you looked at me.
It's been 2 weeks since you looked at us. Yes. It's been a little bit. And gosh dang it, I just walked right back into that again. I just something about it's been always comes back to my brain. That's just what happens. We've got the J Crew here this week. Next week, unfortunately, we do not have everyone from the J Crew, including the week after that. So the next time you will be seeing the J Crew is probably the 25th. So, hopefully we won't be left on some giant cliffhanger like last week, maybe? Hopefully.
Cliffhanger? We were on a cliffhanger last week?
We're
I thought
on
everything was
cliffhanger.
settled and done.
No, nothing is settled. As you can see, there's this little mini halfling over here that has popped up right.
Totally not waiting to shank you.
Totally not waiting to
No.
shank Jolene. No.
Look how small they are. I can pick them up
Definitely
by the
doesn't
head
have a
like a basketball.
loaded crossbow pointed at your kidney.
Oh yeah, was it the kidney? I thought it was the neck.
They were, well, whatever it is, they're like 3 feet away from me, so I got a little distance.
I don't recall them being 3 feet away. Hello, Stella. Thank you
Well,
for the resub of, oh my God,
No.
27 months. Thank you.
I'm just saying because they are probably 3 foot tall.
Oh, I get it now.
But
So you're saying that the crossbow might be pointed at your shins instead.
Now that we have seen both of Jules' abilities, I'm adding them to the important info.
I'm not gonna jump in the pool yet. I'm gonna let it get
You're
seasoned with everyone
Let
else's
it cook.
water.
Let it cook.
So you're saying you're
Yeah.
going to let it sit in the sun so it can get nice and warm instead of jumping into a cold pool.
Well, and I want all the other people stank in there too.
Let him stew. Let him stew.
I want to go into people stew, not a fresh pool.
I see.
So I will freely admit now that I was half alive last session and Jean was not acting in character. Shame on me.
We noticed. It's okay. We forgive
All
you.
right. Ooh, there's some sugar in the
But
water.
they
Yeah.
won't.
No, they won't.
But now it's up to Jolene to save us instead of Jean. God's help us all.
Oddly enough, I'm pretty sure I'm the only low charisma character in the entire group.
God's help us all.
You might be.
What's your persuasion modifier?
+3.
Oh God.
Honestly, shocked that you have a +3 in it at all. Because isn't your base charisma is like bonus is 0, right?
Yeah, but obviously she's skilled in persuasion because I'm playing her. So that's one of those 50s.
Is that how that works?
Is that how it works?
All right. So to remind everyone where we're at, the group had just finished talking about a potential employment contract with Wrath to get our favorite new NPC to come and open a traveling shop aboard. You guys haven't named the train yet, have you?
No, I think we did, but we have forgotten it because we had like really long break, and then we came back, and then we went on another break.
I don't think we're gonna leave it up to the chat because then it'll be named something like Trainee McChoo-Choo or something.
What about the
I
Boneyard?
I think they could come up with something.
Face.
Boneyard's good.
That said,
Crane in training.
The locomotion.
that said, well, you know, Thad might suplex the train if they get Thad mad enough. That said, they had met a wonderfully charming Leonin named Thad, who is
Absolutely not a
enamored.
Magic the Gathering character.
He is enamored with swords. Thad has at least 13 different bladed weapons upon their person that can be seen. Well, could be seen. Now they got a magical sword quiver from Wrath, so all of those swords are now in a magical sword bag of holding. So we have no idea how many extra swords Thad has gotten now that Thad's carrying capacity of available body space for sword sheaths is no longer an issue.
Love
He
it.
likes
Love that
swords.
for him.
He loves swords. Thad's not the most charismatic type, and Thad talked to them a bit. Thad didn't really get too much across, and they was not cross-examined very well by the party for a multitude of reasons. One being Sean's nearly comatose state after too much drinking of dwarven ale.
No,
And then
it was
an
Goliath
insufficiently
bathtub
recovered-
hooch.
Yeah, Goliath bathtub.
I wish it was dwarven ale. Ugh. Still can't get the taste out of my mouth.
Is
Got
that
that
white
purple. I got
lightning.
that purple lightning. Oh, it would be a blessing if it was white. No, it was like a cloudy, murky purple,
Oh,
with plenty of particulate matter noticeable.
ugh.
They got a strainer. Well, I can't speak for these.
They
these
didn't use the
Goliath
strainer.
dudes.
This
The
was an
cheesecloth.
This was the extra pulp version.
You ordered alcohol with pulp?
Yeah, extra pulp actually.
What is
Bathtub
wrong with you,
hooch,
Goliath?
man.
This
You
is
never know
this
what
is
you're
where
gonna
they
get.
skim the pulp from the no pulp version and put it into another one that's already got pulp.
Extra.
Mm. I like
Yum,
my
yum.
alcohol with extra pulp.
Really
Yeah.
feel it in your teeth afterwards, you know?
Exactly.
I can feel my enamel disintegrating.
So the party then got to the train and realized that Thad was here to, on orders to fight anybody who got too close to the train. Jean tried to outsmart Thad, but only outsmarted himself because Thad's That is too simple to be outsmarted. All of
Unfortunately.
your witticisms and outsmarting goes right over Thad's head. Thad only knows you cross the line,
And
your
swords.
ass is mine.
And swords.
And swords, of course. There's no room for anything but orders and swords. Everything else gets shoved out. Jolene then attempted to cast a spell on Thad and took an arrow to the knee and is no longer eligible for marriage.
Well, oh sweet.
So Jolene is forced into the life of spinsterhood from now on.
Oh.
That said, Jolene managed to hit a critical nat 20 on a persuasion check to get a disembodied voice to not decide to go after them. And a small halfling wielding several weapons as well as a long pipe in their mouth appeared directly behind Jolene, where they were ready to do all sorts of terrible things to Jolene's backside just prior.
And not
And
the
this
good
is
way.
where we find ourselves.
Fade to black.
Oh God, Alaris immediately.
Thank you, Alaris.
Starting already. That's 100 for Sab.
I'm only at 15 advantages.
Ugh.
As Arya still has you basically at knife point.
Yeah. Jolene still has her
And,
hands up.
and says, well, you said you wanted to be talking. Get to talking. You know
Before I
what
start
we
talking-
want. We want Omen drawn.
Are there? We had talked about there were like people around. Is it like we're crazy? Does it look like we're creating a scene that people are starting to flock
There are
around?
people.
Anything?
So the train is parked next to the walls of Haven's End, but you're not inside the city limits. So you see the guards on top of the walls are just sort of watching. One of them is popping almonds into his mouth.
Wow, almonds in this economy? Wow. Okay, fella.
It's a guard captain.
Oh, a
They
captain.
use up
Okay.
so much water, though. They're awful.
They are awful.
I love almonds. Anyway.
They are
Why not?
delicious, but they are awful.
They have a spell called Create Water. You don't have to worry about water.
So still with hands up, and Jolene kind of like looks around. And is like, we can talk. Would you mind? I don't want to cause a spectacle, because you're kind of holding me up like you're robbing me. Like,
We're outside
have-
city limits.
oh,
If any
it-
do-gooders appear, we'll deal with them as well.
okay, that's fine. I don't want to make you any more on edge than you actually are.
Oh, I'm plenty calm.
But
You don't have to worry on my account. Now, your engineer might be a little less calm in the not-so-tender hands of Gutru.
well, honestly, I don't know if he's ever experienced calm in his life. Honestly, so. But anyways, you had mentioned these. You know about these horrors and your horrors, and you're missing one of your party mates. Is that true?
The
'Cause-
knife presses into you a little further when you say that part. You take 1 point of damage. As she says, not in front of the tiefling lass. You understand?
Of course. Oh, my health doesn't update. Where? Do I know where they are? Is the tiefling around here?
The tiefling
She's
is
on top of the
one
train.
on top of the train who shot you with an arrow.
Oh, okay.
You shot me.
Shot me right in the leg.
It's starting to smell like almonds.
Why
Oh,
would
hey,
you do
almonds
that?
come back up.
Which is
Oh, it's a
not
big
good.
tit.
The guy up on the walls goes, "Sorry, those are my almonds."
I dropped a few.
Well,
Did you mage hand those back up to me? They're pretty expensive.
only
No.
got 60-foot mage hand.
Weak. Eats another almond.
But yeah, so I'm more just befuddled that this is an affliction that happens. Can we talk somewhere?
It's not something that just happens. It happens because of Omen Hereward Drawn, the fucking bastard who we're after.
And your friend Thad, and kind of like thumbs over to Thad, like he can still see the other ones?
Thad, she lowers her voice. Jean and Jules, you can no longer hear as she whispers so only Jolene can hear it. Thad doesn't know what he's talking. Thad's delusional with grief. Thad couldn't take the loss. He's processing it differently than silence is. So we're not going to bring that up again, because I don't want to hear Thad go off about it and cause Silence to go into one of her dissociative states. Do you understand me?
Right, but it's happened twice. It's happened to us. It's happened to you.
I'm well aware that Omen Thrawn's nefarious, idiotic, harebrained schemes have affected dozens, if not more, of innocent bystanders and ruined the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, if not entire worlds by this point.
And
You don't have to sell me on that fact, lass.
well, I'm more just taking stock of what has actually happened. And you're saying Omendron was the cause of these disappearances and also this sort of like eldritch horror thing that's coming after everybody?
Him and that buffoonery sorcerer of his, Jim Dark Magic.
Wow, that sucks.
Now, if you'd like to kindly step to the sidelines, we'll be happy to continue to get the information out of Crew Talk that we need. And then Gutru can have a little fun. But if you're rather attached to Crew Talk, then you might want to intervene on his and your own behalf and get him to talk before Gutru decides to get a little more creative than he already has.
Well, I guess that's our only option then, right? I really don't want this to escalate. I feel we could actually help each other
Dad
out.
comes over and goes, So do I have to find my bros? What's going on, Ari? She goes, A minute, Thad. Okay. Like, I just don't know, because he's like really close to the line and he's pointing at Sean. And you told me if anyone goes over the line, I gotta beat their ass like real hard. But like now we're talking and I need, like, what are we doing? And she goes, just hold on a moment. As long as they're not trying to rush at the train, you leave them alone, okay, Thad? Okay. He gets a little closer to you, Sean.
You can
He
walk
goes-
towards the car.
And he like
He's not-
whispers.
Just
He like whispers
don't
to you,
run.
Sean, and he goes, You want to see this cool new sword I got at Brass?
Jean is just staring at Thad like super seriously. How can you see them?
With my eyes? And he like takes the sword out and goes, Can you not see it? Is it an invisible sword unless I'm wielding
No,
it?
no,
Oh
no,
my
no,
gosh,
not,
it's even
not,
more
not,
amazing.
not the swords, Thad. Not the swords. For once,
Huh?
not about swords.
Everything's about swords if you think about it, man. Like,
Damn, he's right.
if you get down to it, we're all just weapons in someone's hand.
Oh, fuck.
Jean's
that's
just like
blunt, dude.
trying not to mentally like blue screen. Thad, no. How could you see them? The missing ones. You saw ours.
He looks
Kava?
very confused at the moment. Like, he doesn't, like, that conversation happened a couple hours ago. He doesn't immediately connect it.
He's got more swords since then, so
Yeah.
all that knowledge is pushed out.
He's like, I've seen your missing swords.
Yes, our party of 5 swords has a missing sword, but you've seen them. How?
He
How can you
counts
see
you.
them?
He looks at Jules, at John, at Jillian. He goes, Wait, what happened to the centaur?
No, I'm not talking about the centaur. I'm talking about the other one, the one you could see. How could you see them? Jean is getting very intense right now.
Give me a persuasion check.
These are
Actually, you can
14.
choose between persuasion and intimidation.
Yeah, you know what? This isn't Jean doesn't have any weapons drawn, but he is like super intense. Like, this is something he direly wants to know.
He couldn't understand them before. Remember that. He
Bruh.
could see them, but he couldn't hear them. Like, I mean, he
I'm
could
gonna
hear
use
them,
player
but couldn't make
player
sense
advantage.
of it.
You're gonna use a player advantage, okay?
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. He can't make it unless he gets a nat 20. Because it's I believe it's a wisdom saving throw for intimidation. He has a 5 wisdom score.
Beautiful.
So, he has a -3. I'll use one of my 15 DM advantage.
Good
Jesus Christ.
lord.
Just gotta see if we can get that nat 20. He gets a
This is
he gets
Sab with like
double 3s.
Sab
so
with
technically
arms
he
full
rolled-
of advantage.
He rolled with advantage a 0 on his wisdom saving throw.
I feel
No,
bad
it's-
for him.
He looks at you, his eyes go a little wide, and he like, despite the fact that he's easily like,
He's almost double my height.
yeah, he's huge, and he is
He's a
like
big boy.
as ripped as you've ever seen a humanoid being.
Didn't know
he's
it
as
meant that much
close.
to you, bro.
He's just by the fact of how broad he is, he's closer to a large creature than even Jolene is. And he's
Jealous.
still like almost shrinks a little bit at just how like serious you are, and he's like, Bro, I know we were about to fight, but I think you need to calm down, bro. Like, I don't know how to. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how. I just like,
Remember the person
I
I
just
helped you
do.
talk to?
yeah, but I know what you're talking about like now, but I can't answer the question. I just do. Like, keep in mind he has a 5 intelligence and 5 wisdom, and you're asking him to
An
explain
innate, yeah, it's an innate
how
ability.
how he can see these people and nobody else can. He has no idea. I just do. Like, nobody else. They all keep telling me I'm just seeing things, but like, they're there. And Ari's still talking to Jolene. Ari looks over and says, if you're trying to confuse Thad over there, trust me, once he gets mad, it's not going to stick. She looks back at you, Jolene, and she says, do you have a nice place on your train that we can talk where you'll be less inclined to get dangerous with all these spell components you've got on you?
Let's get dangerous.
Of course, one, I don't intend to take any sort of action in that manner, but we do have a dining cart that creates really delicious food. I understand you
dear.
not wanting to trust it, but
Thad, dear, how many were there that you saw at the shop? Well, the centaur's not here. Where's your friend?
I think I actually don't know. Jolene wouldn't. I don't think I would have noticed.
You hear muffled from inside the train. Oh, you're gonna get. So you want to play it the rough way? I like it rough.
Rutok, calm down. He's way too into it.
And
not true.
Krutok replies back with, what are you doing? You stay away from there with that fire. Don't you get near it.
Oh, he's gonna explode the whole damn train.
That's the real way to get the Krutok. That's with his baby.
Silence is going to make
I'll-
a perception check. Juke, I think he had like a 25
Oh yeah,
stealth.
no, my stealth was like fucking max.
Could only have spotted you on a nat 20, got a 19, which is unfortunate. The tieflings look around, does not see Juke. Juke, you are like pressed right up against the engine car.
Yeah.
Like behind one of the big protrusions that comes out.
She's doing the Kronk sneaking thing. She's like pressed up against
Na,
it.
na, na. Always in
Even though
awe.
she's a foot and a half wide, being a horse.
Do you have any sort of a way to contact your friend, like a message or the like?
You would think so with me being a wizard, yeah. But
Oh, that's right. You don't.
Do I need to give you a little prod to make you shout her name then? Or do you think you can manage on your own?
as a sign of goodwill that I wish to carry this out amicably, I will call out for her. Fair?
Go on then. Thad, looking between Jean and Jules is like, looks very nervous. And when Thad is nervous, Thad has only 2 go-tos and has not yet been told to start hurting people yet. So instead, Thad goes, so if you look at this sword that I just got, it's got 2 fullers on it. Is it that way when you're fighting? Like, it doesn't get stuck? And if you look at how the edges are beveled... He just starts going
how
on
is
about
Jean
the new
reacting
sword
to
he
this?
got.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
John just hands pressed to his face, just like, ugh.
Okay,
He also does lean into you and goes, also, like, I'm not really supposed to talk about it with Silence nearby because she gets really sad. And he looks up at Silence. And she's the tiefling with the mask over her face and goes, and I don't like making her sad. I mean, she's usually sad, but I try to make her, like, happy, and it's kind of hard. So I don't think we should talk about this around her, okay? Like, I'll try and help, bro, but, like, she's my bro too, you know. So, like, she's my bro for a lot longer than you've been my bro. So, you know, bro?
Outbroed, yeah.
Yeah,
John will just
yeah.
nod. Bro.
Gotcha, bro.
Right on, bro.
Give him that
So you
dap.
call out for Juke.
Juke, it's okay. They're not going to attack us. So just come out slowly from wherever you went. This isn't a
Does
test.
Juke
Like,
come out?
seriously.
Juke, you don't hear any of the safe words being used.
Banana. Orange soda.
Pineapple.
Mango soda.
What's up?
Silence fully jumps back a pace. Almost falls off the train.
Oh, sorry.
Oh gosh.
She's real sneaky for a horse.
You see Arya takes a small stone out of a vest pocket with her offhand and says, all right, Gutra. Ask Krutok to take you to the dining car. We'll meet you there. What were you in the middle of doing? I was gonna set fire to the control panels.
Oh,
They
God.
burn
Yeah.
real nice.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say,
Also,
so
he was screaming a lot about it, so I think it really would have made him talk. You daft idiot! You don't know what you're doing.
It would have killed all of us, but you know.
I know what I'm doing with fire. It's my specialty. So
Well,
Guthrie,
well, I'm sorry.
Kappa's comment, John, can you rephrase your question in swords?
you only just saw that? Yeah, that's why Jean said something about we have 4 swords now instead of 5.
But you could
you
see
guys-
him.
You guys all, I assume, head to the dining car.
Before we go in,
Silence flips in through a window.
I'll scooch down to Ari and be like,
I hope that wasn't the cloud card. that just
You start to
blasted.
like squat down towards her, and she pushes the knife just enough again to almost draw blood, and says, "Don't condescend to me, dear. I can
No,
hear you
I'm-
from up there."
Well, I'm trying to whisper so Silence doesn't hear anything.
Silence ducked into the car now.
Okay. Would it be possible for her to stay outside so she can't hear what we're talking about? I'm not
Not
setting
until
you
I've
up.
established you're not threats.
Okay, that's
She's got you marked.
perfectly okay.
So she's
Okay.
gonna stay with us. Besides, if she really wanted to and she got suspicious with the mark, she could hear anything around you anyways.
I mean, that'd be her own damn fault, wouldn't it? I mean,
I'm just-
obviously I didn't say that in character, but
Yeah. I'm
Thad
just watching
goes-
out for her.
And he goes, Wait, Ari. The centaur's over the line. He's
Sweetie,
gripping
Sweetie,
the
I've
sword
been over
tightly.
that line.
Ari, she went over the line. What do I do?
I
You
don't
said-
I don't
you said
have
to attack
feet,
him, but no, you said don't attack him. I'm confused.
but I don't have feet. I have hooves. So you don't have to worry about me being over the line.
He like pauses for a second. He looks in intense thought.
Don't
shit.
strain yourself there.
I said if someone
His-
steps over the line, I
His
don't
brows
step.
are his brows are furrowed so much that his like whole face is scrunched up. You can hear the hamster in the wheel frantically spinning. Sean.
Buffering.
That hamster's been dead, dog. What are you talking about?
Before that comes to a conclusion, Ari says, "We're all heading into the train now, Thad. You can escort them, but keep an eye on the one with the gun."
Oh, Jules has
that
a gun.
looks
I was
to-
like, who
that
has a
looks-
gun?
Thad looks to Jean and goes, "Do you have a gun too?" "I used to have a gun. I had a cannon." And
Aren't
he
we
starts
all?
walking with you to the train.
Aren't we all guns just aimed at whatever?
No,
What?
you were swords. Didn't you hear him
Whoa.
earlier?
We're gun swords, obviously.
No, no.
Wait, have you ever put a gun on a sword?
Oh no.
Have you ever
I-
made a gun that
I
shoots
don't-
swords?
I don't ascribe to the gun sword mentality. It's really just a dilution of the purity of swordplay. And it's a crutch that I feel that people who are truly skilled shouldn't rely on because of the fact that you're trying to meld two forms of technology in a way that removes the advantages of both while rendering the entire thing inefficient. What were all
John
those
just
words I
slowly
used?
turns towards Thad.
He's an idiot savant for what he cares about.
Apparently.
Yeah, let's go in the food car.
Juke has to enter from the back.
Yeah.
He always does.
Jules, are you joining as well?
I am. Tagging along. Let me
Gutru
go-
comes in and Gutru is dragging Krutok.
I think Gutter has, I think, Krutok has feet. He can walk.
Not while he's tied up, he can't.
Oh, I suppose.
Ah,
Lucky dog.
He is hogtied and Gutru's carrying him. And Krutok doesn't seem to care that his head's getting banged every time because of the way he's being dragged. And if any of you make note of that, does anybody say anything about that?
About his head getting smacked?
Yeah, Krutok's head is like going bop 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 bop. As he's getting dragged.
Krutok, you all right?
What?
Minus
Yes,
being
of course
tied
I am. Yes,
does he look
I don't want to get dragged the other way because these are brand new boots. I just bought them in town, and you see that his boots are incredibly shiny,
Oh damn.
unmarred, unscuffed.
Oh,
not even
He's
creased?
got a point.
No,
Oh my god.
You got
look,
that
I
fresh
can
tan.
always get y'all to use healing spells on my head. Can't do that on a boot.
Oh,
that's what
well. I can probably teach you
prestidigitation.
things, but
You can't uncrease the J's.
You keep your magic away from my boots. Gutru goes,
No.
I'm gonna burn his boots if he doesn't
No.
answer.
okay,
And
okay.
Ari says, all right, Gutru, just stay in the corner. She tosses something to Gutru, who catches it. It's like a crystal ball that has like fire inside of it that Gutru starts rotating it to have the fire go after little insects that are inside the crystal ball in like a maze. And Gutru's like gleefully trying to immolate the insects inside the ball.
iPad baby.
Yes.
iPad baby.
Yeah.
Oh god.
She goes, now, and Krutok starts to interrupt, and she goes, Gutru, gag, and Gutru just shoves their entire foot into Krutok's mouth.
Oh.
Oh.
Krutok just sort of stops struggling and just has a foot in their mouth now.
Not a fan of the toe jam.
Right, now that the adults can talk, Thad, are you all right? Yeah, I'm just. Is this like one of those he like leans over. He moves over to Ari and like leans over, and he sort of like stage whispers. So he thinks he's whispering, but he's still loud enough for all of you to hear. Is this like that time that we like invited those people into the tavern, and it was a trick, and we're just gonna kill them all anyways? And
Everyone
she goes,
freezes.
she goes,
Fork to the mouth.
she goes, no, Thad, we're actually talking as long as they're gonna be cooperative. If they're not, then Gutru will handle it. Okay. You know your commands. You know when we're actually gonna fight. Okay, because like I don't really want to fight them. Like they like swords. She just rubs the bridge of her nose. And a lot of people like swords in our line of business. Okay, that doesn't make them good people. Oh, I mean, doesn't it? Dad, we can have this discussion later, please.
Just liking
go
swords.
Just find something to eat, okay? Okay.
Did,
Dad goes over to the corner.
did
Just liking
they
swords
say
doesn't
Ari's
like
name?
swords.
All they've called her is Ari so far.
Okay.
Ari says, also in case you've got fancy ideas, because I know he's a fairly accomplished engineer, I've left one of our friends in your engine car ready to shut down anything you activate. So, don't think you've got any clever little tricks to play on us now that we're on your vessel.
Nope. No tricks.
Jeebus.
Then,
At ease.
Jolene's gonna hold her hands up and then pull out her spell book and like sit it on the table and push it away from her a little bit.
Ari is
to
using
prove she's
one
not.
of these daggers that they had been using to threaten you to start picking up food and eating it.
Okay.
Their
Miss Ari?
their
That's your
weapon
name?
that they initially used that they held to your head, the hand crossbows. Once they realized you were talking, they had put those away. So their hand crossbows are at their hips.
Ari, right? I heard Thad saying that. Is that your name?
You
I
can
am
call me that for
Jolene.
now.
I'm Jolene. Very nice to meet your acquaintance.
So you said that you might have a way to contact Omen's Ron, right? Or that you've been convinced Crew Talk to give up the information, yes?
Well, in that order,
Who
I
cooked
don't
this?
know.
It doesn't bland.
We fixed it. Remember?
yeah, it should not be bland.
It shouldn't be
'Cause we-
bland.
No,
Rope
you.
and
The way
tackle
you
it.
fixed it was you guys started casting prestidigitation when you ate.
I
You
mean,
didn't
I can
fix
do
it
that. I mean,
permanently.
I can do
But-
that.
But, anyways, yeah, it's a.
I was
plan.
like,
We usually,
oh, sorry, hang on. And I'll actually say it. It's
Careful.
prestidigitation. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm going for here.
Her
Prestidigitation.
other hand drifts to the butt of the hand crossbow and says, I do know what the spell sounds and looks like, so
Okay, well, it's just
I
giving
hope
you a
you're telling
heads
the
up.
truth.
I literally say prestidigitation. I'm not
Well,
fancying it up.
Okay. So you cast it and she goes,
That should fix
Char.
it.
She goes, obliged. And continues eating.
yeah. So, we, I guess, our group here, we're just one crab in a bucket of a million crabs of Acquisitions Incorporated. I don't think I've ever seen or actually heard Omen drawn, ever, minus probably an auto pen from a documancer.
You met him when you first got hired. Our first session, y'all.
No,
met.
it wasn't actually him.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever.
It was like a recording
Yeah.
Like hologram type thing.
hologram.
Yeah, you've met Jim though.
Yes.
Well, we think we've met Jim. We have met.
We met
We've met
a
a
Jim.
Jim.
Yes. But
Jolene, quick
Yes.
quick question.
I have
So-
answers, maybe.
John kind of looks at Jolene and points towards Ari. So we've been read hook start magic. We've encountered this dark thing, otherworldly dimensional horror, in a multitude of ways. And you say Omen is responsible in one way or another.
That is what
but-
Ari is saying.
Yes.
Yes. But if we some manner of evidence or truth would go great lengths towards helping us help you, because if a known person of influence is releasing or causing this eldritch horror to consume dimensions, specifically ours or others, and is affecting our group, your group, etc., this would be good to know. I'm sure other people would like to know this as well. So if there is some sort of evidence or proof that you could potentially share, it would be greatly appreciated, and we could use that in the future.
She pauses a moment. She reaches into a bag of holding at her side, and she takes out a pair of thick gloves that have, it's difficult to tell, but they're made out of some strange material you're unfamiliar with. It's a very shiny material, and it's like the gloves don't have much dexterity. They're very hard. Then she reaches in, she takes out a bag, like a large bag made out of the same material. She undoes the laces and the bag opens up, so it's basically like a small tarp, like a tablecloth. And
Okay.
in the midst of this bag, she says, "Now, unless you don't value your lives, you don't want to fucking touch this thing. Not without proper precautions. But,
What
this should
material are
do
those
the trick."
gloves?
And she says, "Well, these are made out of some sort of synthetic bullshit from some other dimension. It's one of the few things that this shit can't assimilate, absorb, modify, transmogrify, whatever the fuck it does. But this is something from one of the dimensions that has already been absorbed by this thing." And you see that what she has put down is like a book that is this huge tome, bigger than Jolene's spell book. And Jolene has a Goliath-sized spell book. And the cover of it looks like it's made out of like muscle fiber
Is this the right music?
mixed. Oh, I should change it. You're right.
Da, 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 da. Something
Looks
a
like
little
it's-
oaky.
Looks like it's made out of like muscle fiber mixed in with like metallic tendons, and like all of the metal parts of this book, like the pages are made out of like metal and flesh.
Ew.
And the whole thing, even the metal, looks organic, like in a skin crawling fashion. Any of you who have any sort of magical prowess, it makes every like magical detection sense you have just recoil. Jean, for you, it is, as what you are, your touch of the divine, even without directly utilizing any of your abilities, this thing, like, it feels grotesque and putrescent. A smell comes off of it that's like burning slag and burning hair mixed together. And you can taste copper in your mouth. As you're looking at it, you see that it's not actually an illusion. The book has some form of almost a pulse, like a motion to it. Like it quivers.
Maybe it's for the best that dimension isn't here anymore.
And Ari says, "This is from after what it did to that dimension." And she pulls with the glove, she goes to pull it back. You see, like, it sort of sticks to the glove for a moment as she opens the cover. And inside, basically, like, engraved into this, you see these pictures basically engraved into it. There's writing in here that you don't understand, and she takes a wand out from her other pocket and she casts a spell on it, and she basically casts a comprehend languages spell on the book so you can all read it.
Was I able to read it before she did that? Since I have the you can read all writing.
Yes,
Roomkeeper.
you could read it, but the way it's written, like it's. Give me a will save since you could read it in its natural tone.
Ha 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 ha. Why'd I do
Wisdom
that?
saving throw. Sorry.
Okay, hang on. Where's my dice? Wisdom save.
Your birthday
you,
won't
Lars.
save you forever.
That's a cool 9.
Do you want to use a player advantage on this?
I want to see what happens.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
It was a wisdom save, right?
Yeah,
will
wisdom.
save. Before she finishes casting the comprehend languages spell on it, I need to pull you to the secret channel
Oh dear.
and talk to you. And I'm gonna pull Tay as well, but Tay has to take off her headset. Oh well, she can hear me in the room, so I guess it doesn't matter.
I'm just not going to pay attention. Fine.
Hello, chat. I'm here.
As you look at this book, it's strange. The writing in it compels your eyes, and you stop blinking as you read. Bit by bit, you feel this itch start to build up within your body. It starts at your hands, especially where you realize that your hand is now gripping your weapon. No, that's not right. It's not gripping your weapon. It's moved to the guns, and when you have each of your hands on one of your new guns, it feels right. The comfort of cold steel, but it could be better. And as you read the first line that says, "Ash is our air, darkness our flesh." And what's your constitution score?
14, I think.
Okay, so you have stopped autonomously breathing, and you don't notice this yet. So you won't start suffocating for at least a minute and 20 seconds or so. But you haven't noticed this either. You read the next line that says, "From void we evolved, and our great father, the father of machines, saw the perfection in our void flesh, and thus did we converge and evolve. The filigree carves us, and the scars dance upon our grateful flesh. We desire it. We want more." And that itching sensation that you have, it's getting unbearable. Give me another wisdom save, this time with disadvantage.
Oh, Christ.
As you read the next line that says, "Great one."
A 17.
On disadvantage?
Yep, 15 and 14.
As you read the next line that says, "O great one, we beseech thee, unskin these impure bodies." And the itching, you finally notice as the sight on one of the guns catches on your arm a little bit and draws blood, and you stop doing that. I need another wisdom saving throw now. This one's straight.
I'll use a player advantage. Much better. 17.
will move back. As Ari is about to cast the comprehend languages on this, she pauses for a moment and she is distracted as Thad starts talking to Jean, and she goes, "Thad, we're trying to deal with something here, Thad. Okay.
Swords.
Go ahead and none of your passive perceptions notice this until Ari suddenly pulls their hand crossbow and aims it between Jules's eyes. Jules, you basically blink and you realize you have a gun just inches away from Jolene and Silence's heads. And your fingers are on the trigger tightening when you make the will save.
She'll do the thing where you put your finger into the trigger guard and let the guns roll down.
It is good that you do that because like a reflexive bit of something made your fingers still tighten, like they were trying, like there was some last instinct holding onto your mind trying to make you do it.
Jules?
What the
What the
hell
fuck?
is that thing?
She looks at you and says, "Well, I've never seen that happen before."
Can you read it?
And she looks at you and she pulls the cover over the book again for a moment and says, "Could you read it?"
Yeah.
The words, not only could you read it, but those words, despite that you forced whatever was happening out of your head, the words are still, perhaps it's almost a curse that you have this perfect memory. Because the words, and even the sight of the words, and the way that they looked in there, you realize that they had not been written in that book. They had been gouged in that book. And enough that you knew they were gouged in that book by basically like whatever remained of a creature that was being melted apart effectively. Like
Holy shit.
stubs of ragged bone and flesh carved this into this book. That said,
Well-
she casts the comprehend languages spell on it, uncovers it, and
I'm turning away.
Jules even turned away. You still feel it calling to you, but you don't have to make a save now because you're not looking at it.
Jean?
Jean,
Yeah.
it is foul. This thing, now that it's open, it's 10 times worse those sensations you felt before.
Jean is holding his holy symbol.
She's stuffing her guns into your hands. Here, take these. Take them away.
Oh, turns, puts them over in the
It's-
corner.
It is an effort to hand your guns over. Despite that you were able to resist doing
Yeah, you have to
something you were
like pull them
truly
out of her
against,
hand.
yeah, you find yourself very reluctant to let go of them.
Hmm.
This book bad, huh?
Ari flips the page and she says, and every time Ari touches the page, you see it like almost little spikes of flesh and metal trying to pierce this thick glove she has, but finding no purchase.
Hmm.
And she says, "The creature that was set forth is some sort of overlord of these things. It's able to command this stuff that comes out and converts anything organic and anything metallic. And once it starts, it's very difficult to stop. About the only thing you can do is make stopgaps. Enough purified water can quarantine an area, unless it reaches a point or has creatures it can convert that can fly or produce spores. And unless the Overlord itself is there, it can convert through touch anything that is not on its power level. And she flips through, and you see a picture of the creature that is drawn in like almost a reverential, like religious manner, like the way you see like carvings of gods and goddesses at temples and things, with like heraldry and stuff behind it. And you see this thing that has an almost feminine shape to it, but there's no real in terms of that, like there's curves to the body in its torso area, but the limbs are long, angular, blade-like things. The feet that it rests on blade point, and you see it has 6 extra arms coming out of its back that are all more of these blades, and there is a huge crown on its head that looks almost like an anchor. There are no eyes, no nose, no mouth. The fate is sheer, like almost a shield shape that comes down into a pointed, bladed chin. And while the major body parts look like they're made out of metal, you see this writhing flesh where they connect to the torso, and the neck is made of these because of the fact that the book moves itself, you realize that the creature's image in the book almost looks alive as it sits before you because of the way it pulses and twitches and moves.
Does this look like the thing we saw in the Feywild?
It is identical to the creature you saw.
Oh, Jolene like leans back in her chair and is like a lot as the wood strains.
Like pops
Ooh.
out a big fan.
Lordy, I'll tell you, man, these things you find in the Feywild, they come back on you.
You've seen this before?
Yeah.
Jules, give me a will save with advantage. Actually, no, it'd be a dexterity save.
Dex. Alright, with advantage?
Yeah.
She's gonna try
This is basically to prevent yourself from knee-jerk looking at Jolene, who's in sightline of the book.
13.
That is not quite enough. You catch a glimpse of the creature in the book, and there is an instinct. There's no words on this page, but a title, a word springs into your mind that you have no idea where it came from, but it is in your head, and you can't, you have to struggle not to whisper the word out.
Yeah, have
Ari
you guys seen this?
closes the book, wraps it back up, and she says, "Only in the book.
We've seen
All
it.
except for..." And she points to Silence. Silence drops her mask, and you see that it's not that Silence doesn't talk, it's that Silence no longer has the anatomy to be able to talk. Silence from the nose down no longer has the bottom half of her face, and it is instead something that Jean would recognize. It's just like, it's a plate of metal that looks like it's been fashioned in the same way that these things are. But Jean, you recognize what is engraved on this plate of metal are holy symbols. over and over and over and over on this thing. There are basically like every deity you know of that is aligned with like purity and protection and abjuration. Their symbol is somewhere on this plate that covers where she used to have a face.
Do I get a sense of what the runes?
You feel like with this exposed, that same sense that now that the book is closed, you couldn't sense it before once you got close because the book was nearby. With the book closed, as soon as Ari drops it into her bag of holding, so it's no longer here, you get an overwhelming like hit of like holy energy off of this thing. Like this is as distilled divine magic as you've ever seen. And she says, Silence got touched by the thing, scratched on the chin, and we got her to a powerful cleric in less than an hour, and they had to completely amputate everything.
Ooh.
Oof.
She
Ripped the hand through hair.
She
Ooh,
took
boy.
3 points of damage, and that's what happened afterwards.
Well, shit.
She said that that's happened when he was lost.
John will just reverently bow his head and hold up his holy symbol.
Silence covers her face. Well, her lack of face back up.
Jean will, if permitted, just kind of nod towards Silence and just put a hand on her shoulder,
And
kind of
as
like
for
a
why,
understanding.
as for why you think I'm all up after your employer, she takes the book back out now one last time. She has it flipped completely over on the back, and you see as she uncovers just the bottom part, because she saw how Jules reacted, you see that there is amidst all the flesh, there's just a little bit of something you can still see written on it. You see where at the far left of it, it says prop. You see like flesh writhed over it a lot of the ways.
We're in an ad, by the way.
Okay, it says prop. There's an F shortly after that that's visible. There's a couple other letters. There is an E followed by an A a bit afterwards, and then drawn.
Can you put that in chat instead of roll 20?
Absolutely.
Looking at the letters, would we be able to? So the drawn is clear. The prop
Property.
possibly implies property, but
Yeah.
we know Omen's
It's close
name.
enough you think that it's probably property of something drawn.
But Omen doesn't have an E or an A in his name.
His
He's
middle
probably
name
related.
His middle name is Hereward. His full name is Omeniphus Hereward Drawn.
What a loser name. Jesus, man.
Which
Is it-
you would know that name because that's the name that's signed on like your company stuff.
Yeah.
Is it possible that the name that's covered up here is not Omen's?
It's possible, but it is very possible that is Homan's name.
Okay.
But
the
it
connection
looks
here is
like-
obviously drawn.
It's not. This is not an airtight case.
Right.
it-
right.
So, but that's on the original book, and it looks like this stuff
Yes.
has grown around the book.
Yes.
So there's a connection, but there's not a, to pardon the phrase, smoking gun. That this is what caused.
Don't say that.
That's why I was hesitant.
Yeah.
It's a connection, but it's not necessarily.
Jules, did you? I forget. You have a. You got a shotgun too, didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
God.
over my back.
I have
You
like 100 guns.
you have to keep your hands from reaching for it.
She'll sit on them on the floor.
Jules, do you need to step out?
Jules,
She goes ahead and she fully puts the book away into the, like, laces up the first bag, carefully puts it into its own bag of holding, and puts it away.
Oh, thank you.
The pressure and the, like, overwhelming feeling of, like, evil that was coming off of this thing is gone. And it was, I'd like to, like, it's you've all felt evil before. You all know what that feels like. You know what, like, necromantic magic feels like. You know what these kind of things feel like. This is wholly alien. The only time you've ever felt something that felt like this before was Jean's previous encounters with the zombified unicorn.
Oof.
It's a very good thing you chose the sanctified base.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jolene will like lean back in her chair a little bit and kind of think. Do you mind if I ask how long ago it was that you found this book and the incident occurred?
The incident with Silence occurred about... y'all have been active as a franchise for currently going on 7 months total, I believe. She says a date. Your franchise was founded 2 days after, or 2 days before the incident.
And this includes the 4 months we spent in the Feywild, correct?
If I do it that way, yeah, that 7 months includes that time.
Okay, yeah.
And she gives you that date, and then she says, the book we found when the cleric said that they had a wizard friend that might be able to trace what plane this thing had come from and see if they had information about how to stop it or something else. When we got to the plane, everything was dead. Everything was this mechanical flesh shit. And luckily, because it had been there, we're not sure when it happened, but we found the remains of some sort of machine that... We found parts to a machine that we traced back to an inventor from Greyhawk named Vi. And the machine had the Acquisitions Incorporated logo, which I recognized instantly because I used to intern for the fucker.
Do we recognize the name Vi?
I don't think it's come up for your party, no.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I know.
Yeah, because
out of character.
Jolene knows.
I mean, I know out of character, but
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
in character. I mean, you don't think Jolene would know as an artificer?
That's what I said. Jolene would have heard of Vi. Mainly because of the fact that Vi created a machine that can effectively plane shift between dimensions.
I mean, I know what it is out of character.
Yeah. Gosh, this is a lot. But you have not... what attacked Silence? Was it a physical beast? Like, did you see that thing in the book?
Silence looks at you and just nods at the last part of that statement. And Ari says, Silence, dear, can you go check the perimeter? I thought I heard something. Silence looks to her, and you can tell that Silence understands why she's being asked to step out.
Ugh.
Once Silence steps out and closes the door, she looks over to Gutru and says, Gutru, drag Krutok to the engine with our other friend. Thad, go with him. And if anything happens to me, just, kill them all. And Gutru goes, hee, and sort of like hops back towards the engine, still with the foot in Krutok's mouth.
Ugh.
Hopefully, he doesn't scuff his knee.
You see that Krutok is like trying to freak out Gutru by like biting and then licking and like all these other things, and Gutru doesn't care.
He still got the orb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gutru's
he's
still
into
like melting bugs. You are alone with Ari.
Thad left with them?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's only us and Ari.
Yeah,
Now's
it's
the
just
time.
Ari.
Oh, now would have been the time.
Pattern Sigma!
What?
No.
You instantly catch 2 hand crossbow bolts to the gut with full sneak attack damage.
That was on purpose.
All according to plan.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got you,
according to
motherfucker.
Keikaku.
Keikaku means plan. She looks to you and she says, to be very clear with you, Silence had a brother, and none of us remembered her brother, except for Thad, until Thad managed to remind us of him. Silence's brother, what we got out of Thad and what Thad told us is that this thing, when we were on a job securing a planar gateway for a client, something came out of the gate, and apparently it went for Silence. That was how Silence got the scratch, and Silence's brother tackled it back through the gateway, and Thad smashed the gate to pieces. And none of us could remember anything about her brother. Silence didn't even remember she had a brother until Thad started talking to us about him and all the things. And at first we thought he was crazy, that he didn't know what he was talking about. And as he went on and kept telling us other stories, and there were little things that we realized didn't add up unless there was someone else, we had to trust that Thad was somehow correct. That said, Thad is apparently haunted by it now and continues to insist that they're still there, even though every attempt we've made with every bit of magic to contact them, reach them, raise them, message them, find them has failed.
Gosh.
But
The only person we know of that has had anything to do with this, that might still know what the fuck happened, is Omen Draw. He was clearly there within the time frame of this stuff happening, and it was a short time before this thing managed to try and break out into other planes. Now, where would it have gotten that idea if it hadn't been watching Omen leaving with his tail between his legs, leaving a problem that he probably started and left other fucking people to clean up, like he always fucking does? Tell me, how many of your little missions as a franchise have been about cleaning up his fucking messes?
I think a majority of them, actually.
So you'll forgive me if I don't give the fucker the benefit of the doubt.
No, I mean, this is, there's clearly something pokey going on, but gosh, I mean, it's whatever has, like we said, like we had spoken outside about, we also have a party member that none of us remember, but always, it's like they're always there and we just don't realize they're there.
I mean, they are there. We know it.
Yeah.
They're
I'll
not
point to the
gone.
seats, and we're probably like sitting in a way that would allow for another person to sit.
Yes.
We just naturally think there's someone here, and apparently Thad could see our lost member as well. But we have no memory of who this person is, who they were. We came in contact with the beast from that book. In the
Touch any
Feywild.
of you, did it?
No, I don't believe so. We are all still together. The Archfey Zabilna had thrown it into like oblivion or something.
Like an eternal storm, and that still didn't kill it.
Yeah, and that didn't phase it. It merely set it back.
I don't think it can be killed. I think it can only be trapped at best.
So we need Drawn for answers, not for murdering him. Correct?
We don't gain anything by killing him.
My
But
presumption
knowledge-
is it's chasing it. According to some of the other pages in this book, these things... And you see she looks very troubled by this. She says, these things mark targets. And once they've marked a target, they never stop going after until they have gotten their claws on them. That's why we think it touched Silence, and Silence was the only one of us it perceived before it got thrown back through the gate. But since it already touched Silence, we think that it won't pursue her. We've not had any other incidents. And you see she like mutters something under her breath that's like basically a, God's willing.
Yeah.
But she says, but if it turns out that that's the case, Silence has already told us she wants to be banished back there so it doesn't do what it did there to our world. But if Omen is still running around, gallivanting all over the fucking planar multiverse, then he's going to be dragging that fucking thing behind him like a siren call, and it's going to kill and assimilate and absorb and transmorph everything in its damn path. We've got to exile him back to where this thing came from, so it stops pursuing him.
Or at the very least, see if he's actually marked, or if he's even aware.
Yeah, does he even know that this thing is coming?
It's possible that something he did fair caused the landslide of events that led to this thing being freed, and he just happened to be the first person to notice, but he may not even be aware that he's been marked or is being hunted.
He could still be 2 steps ahead and never look back, and not realize that the heat death of the universe creature is slowly sliding up next to him. Gosh, this is a real pickle, I tell you. Whew.
Yes. She looks at you and says, the reason we think Krutok knows more than he's letting on is that there was this as well there. And she takes out a scrap of a battle balloon that has the Acquisitions Incorporated logo on it. And this has also been wrapped up in like this protective stuff. The piece of the balloon itself is made out of a synthetic material, but where the Acquisition Incorporated was embroidered in cotton thread, the cotton thread is now pulsing tendons.
Oh, so it got kind of caught in it.
So they were clearly there. I don't know if Krutok was, but Omen was. Krutok was the one who built that. And you see on the back is Krutok's little like crafter's
Maker's mark, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he
Written
is
in
quite the engineer.
She
who
wraps
made
this piece
train.
back up very carefully and puts it back in the bag.
What may I ask what information you've got from Krutok so far? Is he just like, I don't know, or you never take me alive?
He basically that. He's telling us he has no idea what the fuck we're talking about, but that he wouldn't turn Omen over to us in a million years. He said that we could make a handbag out of his skin and he still wouldn't talk. So then we started threatening the train.
I do think that Kurtak does have a bit of a case of PTSD, because whenever we've brought up the weird happenings at the train station, he gets a very far away look and very haunted. So
What kind of weird happenings are you talking about? Do you go into detail?
Oh God.
Sean can go into detail because Sean has had
Do you?
And I said that is up to John if he's going to go into detail.
Jean will very reluctantly talk about the different sightings he's experienced personally and the group has experienced across travels, culminating with what happened at the Palace of Heart's Desire.
After you've told this, Ari listens very intently. She has completely
Oh
stopped.
yeah, this is the first time Jules is hearing all this shit too.
Oh yeah.
Ari has stopped eating, and she is just giving you her full attention.
Jules is on the
About-
floor on her back with her hands over her eyes, like, what the fuck?
Should have read the small print before you signed in.
About halfway through your story, Thad like sticks his head in and goes, "You still okay in here, Ari?" And Ari goes,
Later.
"Yes, I'm fine, Thad. Okay, Thad, why don't you ask X to show you her swords? Okay." Okay. Goes back.
When you
So-
moved his token, he literally like peeped from my side of the screen. like he peeked his little head where the chat bar is.
Perfect.
So, yes, we've had a time of it.
Then you might really want to think about whether you may have been marked as well, and how you're gonna deal with it.
I have thoughts on that, but
She says, but the fact that it was at that train station, the train station was owned by Acquisitions Incorporated and they gave it to you, and that the thing came through the unused train lines, all seems like it was still in pursuit of them. doesn't it?
To be fair, Acquisitions Incorporated acquired it after it was abandoned for quite some time. So it wasn't something that they owned originally and then...
Almost as if Omen needed some sort of property that would be something he could get his presence on for it to go after, that he wouldn't be at to be a sacrifice for it.
I mean, if it was abandoned long before that, I mean, it's better than taking over a bustling train station.
She sort of gives you a shrug and she says, yes, but you'll see that.
The question is
know.
whether or not he actually knows
But
any
if
of
he
this is
did
going
know,
on.
then it seems very much like he was willing to throw you lot to the wolves and just hope, oh, they'll figure out a solution.
What day did you say this started? Jolene like pulls out her documentsy satchel and starts going through some
She
paperwork.
gives you the date again, and it was the incident that it came through and went after Silence was 2 days before y'all got hired.
Hey,
I'll pull out paperwork
2
and then
days?
show her the date of our
2
like,
days before you
signing
got
up.
hired was the same day that the advertisement went up for the hiring.
hey, out
think
of
he does.
curiosity, while the Whisper Jar is recording and magic is being
Yes.
used for comprehend languages, is it recorded in a
It-
form that you can...
It did not it records spoken stuff. It does not record written things.
That's not why I'm asking.
So it couldn't record the book is what I'm saying.
That's not what I'm asking. That's not why I'm asking.
Okay, what are you
Ari
asking for?
thinks that that person is gone, does not exist whatsoever, and still thinks that Thad is coping
Yeah.
and I have a recording here of Jules having a conversation with Thad and the.
And Thad having a conversation with seemingly nothing. There is no other side of the conversation.
Okay, so he only heard it within his head then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That may be
Well,
the case, or it
we
may
don't
be
hear
that
it,
your
yeah.
whisper jar doesn't record it, or there's a lot of possibilities. All you know is that it only recorded Jules and Thad, and there are the breaks when Thad is clearly talking to something that is not recorded.
Okay,
whatever
so it could definitely I mean, I think it has the ability to prove that no, he's not just talking to himself. There is definitely something going on because as Thad said, holy crap, I understand what they're saying now. I can play that back for Ari. I'm just saying they're not gone. Silence's brother is not gone. They are in the middle of fighting whatever our other member is fighting.
After seeing what this thing can do, I don't think anybody's fighting it at any point. This thing killed the gods of its own world, according to this. And she says, I didn't show you the whole book because, frankly, the less of, after I saw what it did to her, the less of it that's in anybody else's heads, the better. But I've never seen it have that reaction on anyone else. It goes on about those who read our words will come to our path or be dragged to it. And
It's the
that
guns.
by understanding and by listening, we know you and will find you. So, I don't know. There's a disconnect when you use magic to comprehend it, because I've never seen anyone have a reaction like she did. But at the same time, I've never seen anybody be able to read it without the comprehend languages spell. That's what you were doing, wasn't it, last? You read it somehow.
Read anything.
So reading it one layer removed is at least some form of protection.
That's what I'm guessing, because we ain't been bothered by it.
DM, I can still remember the words, right? Like,
Yes.
probably can never forget them.
Yes.
I'm gonna pull some paper and scratch them down, and then fold it up and...
As you
Plenty.
start to, are you intending...
Doki's giving Jolene player advantage.
Are you intending to write it down in the same way that it was written in the book?
Why would you do that?
In the sense of, like, the words?
In
Or the-
the original language.
No, translation.
It's only after you are about halfway through the first two words that you realize you are unwittingly doing it in the original language at first. You are able to quickly scratch it out, though, and write
And
it
she's
in
gonna burn the
common.
paper.
When you burn it, it smells like a burned rat
Oh, that's horrible.
instead of paper.
Sab, did you
Yes, I got
the
the player
Jolene?
advantage.
Okay.
Thank you, Doug.
There's 2 DM advantages
got
from
those.
Alaris as well. Okay. Making sure before I mark
She
them
looks at you
complete.
and she says, so, you think you can get information out of Omen without threat of murder? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, I can communicate directly with head office if that is to
Do
Dron
you
or
think you
not.
can get factual, true information from Omnifus Herald Drawn without the threat of murder?
I think I can figure out where he is, and then you can do what you like to get the information.
So you're washing your hands of this then?
We're what you call small potatoes. I think if someone from within the company has a murder lust for him, it might very well be found out and we'll get scrubbed. You guys are independent actors, so much easier for you to operate without, having Drawn or anyone else follow you guys
You can refer to us as the Six.
as the Six.
Though
We
there's
are,
only 5 of us now.
Yeah, we're known as the J Crew. All of our names have a J.
Very well.
Cool. Yeah.
So you propose that you're going to do nothing other than hand us information about his location. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think that's
Is
all.
that all we can do? Because
You could absolutely take up any number of courses of action.
I
And
feel like we need to stay on top of this if we're ever gonna get our fifth back.
I know, but stay on top of is also different than walking headfirst into our own demise. To which,
But that's not what
you
she's
need-
asking. She's just asking whether you plan to do anything or not. Or if you're just like, nope, this is too fucking crazy. I'm out.
Oh no, we will assist because we happen to be idiots who live in the universe. So of course we want to protect it.
She gives Jolene a look like she's fucking crazy.
We solved this. Fight Zybilna, the Archmage of the Feywild, who controls an entire realm. And she struggled with this thing. Like Ari said, there is no way we can fight it. We are not Zybilna, Tasha, Ilgwe levels of powerful strong.
No, but Zybilna did say there was someone that possibly could.
Yeah, so we can't go for it, but I don't know how to assist within the realms of keeping our jobs. Does that make sense? If we try to draw out Omendron for whatever reason, who's to say something's going to happen to us?
I mean,
Is what I'm getting at.
I don't think there's anything wrong
Something's
with
already
setting.
happened to you.
Yeah, I don't want
She
anything
points
more.
at John about the stuff. She points at y'all about the Feywild, and she points at Jules with the way she was just about to shoot 2 people.
Like I don't think it's impossible for us to get a meeting with Omendron or get
Yeah, that's
her a meeting with Omendron
yeah,
if there's
that's what I'm saying.
I don't need a meeting. I need his location. I need to
Yeah.
figure out where he's at. Then I can plan, get him alone so he's not with all his friends that he's duped into doing his bidding. Gets the information I need at.
Why does he have to be alone to get that information?
Because if you know anything about Omendron, you know that the slightest inkling that he can make any sort of an upper hand or hoodwink anything, and he will always take the opportunity to weasel his way out of it. If he's
Understand.
alone, he loses his confidence. It's less likely that he's able to deal with it. And if he doesn't know what might happen to the few individuals in existence that he actually gives a fucking shit about, then he might be more willing to listen. Not, she holds up her hands, not that I'm going to threaten any of these people, because I don't want him to be fucking vengeful at me, but not knowing is a state that is conducive to negotiation.
Okay. I just asked because originally you came to us with
If I
the
have to
whole-
fucking kill him and throw his corpse back into that other dimension, then I'll fucking do it, because that might be a stopgap solution if he's unwilling to be helpful. That's why I'm coming at it like this, and because of the fact that as an intern, I know he just throws people into fucking meat grinders and doesn't give a damn.
See? Communication. This is great. Okay. See, we're all on the same page now. This works. I think we can figure out where the heck he is. And, let's not destroy the train or harm Krutok. Poor dude's been through enough, I think.
Well, I think there's a problem of you guys have tortured Krutok. So we can't be sure that he would say, "Hey, Oman, there's people coming for you." Not saying kill Krutok, but we gotta finesse this in such a way to where we either
I
let
didn't
Omen
let
know.
Gutru do anything to Krutok that was going to leave scars on him.
To be
We
fair,
pulled his-
I was watching.
You want to know what the torture was? We pulled his damn beard and wig off and we burned it in front of him.
Oh,
That's why he was
Man.
screaming like that.
okay. I'm just trying to make sure that Omen. We either ask Omen, "Hey, can we meet to talk about something?" Or we say, "Hey, can we meet to talk about this eldritch heat death horror you've unleashed on the universe?" Or we say, "Hey, can you meet at this place?" And then you meet him at that place, if possible. That's kind of the avenues that I see going forward. But I don't know if he gets wind that someone's looking for him. That's going to be, three sheets to the wind, even more so.
I mean, if he's going to bail on trying to meet to communicate about this, I mean, wouldn't it put him at fault?
We're just a bunch of wackadoos talking about something. I'm sure he gets a million messages a day with crazy schemes and how the Earth is flat and things of that nature. I'm just trying to.
No, you're right. You're right. We have to make it completely clear this is a legitimate concern. And what would be what would be a surefire way to get him to actually communicate with us?
Well,
Can
we
get in
may
touch
have
with Jim?
we may have an in with Jim because we just saved him from being ducks.
We do have that.
We'll turn you into ducks again.
Hey, we saved you from a foul fate, so do us a solid.
My scroll of Tasha's hideous laughter vibrates slightly. So,
Jules,
If
wisdom
this-
saving throw, please.
oh,
God damn it.
Wait, what?
Jules, what are
17.
you doing?
Okay.
I'm on the
Uh,
floor
right.
suffering.
Are you breathing?
Jules, check roll 20 chat, by the way.
God. Oh, god damn it.
Can I make a perception check on Jules, please?
Jules is currently manually breathing and blinking.
Oh, so I don't
Jules-
have to make a check for that?
No, you look over. She is very much
Oh no, you thought about
not
breathing.
having a good time.
Oh no, you thought about breathing, didn't you? Oh, that's
Yeah.
the
You were-
worst thing you can do. Don't ever do that to yourself. Oh my
It's
god.
over.
let's keep saying it.
Is
It's all in
Jules
chat.
suddenly aware of their tongue? Like,
Where did it say?
I hate that one.
Can I? What would help? A medicine check?
Be like,
Oh,
hey,
let me-
stop thinking about breathing.
You made your wisdom saving throw,
Yep.
so you don't say this, but you hear it in your head,
Red rum.
and you realize that
red
this is
rum.
not something you read.
Oh, Christ. Okay.
Jules, we might need to have a talk outside after this, because there's is Jean getting a feeling that this is something very familiar going on?
No.
No,
You have
Okay.
no idea. You're not picking up anything from Jules either. Like, you don't get any hint of, like, your divine senses aren't going off like the 5-alarm fire they were when Ari had those things out.
So I can do some things to kind of like scan.
By the way, you notice that the bag of holding, I think you were close enough that when she put it back in the satchel, that she had another bag of the same material as her gloves wrapped around the bag of holding, and then a bag of lead around the bag that was
Just to keep it
around the
from
bag of
touching.
holding.
Ugh.
It's like quintuple layered.
Can I? Would a medicine check help her? Arcana check? Like what?
I don't know, Jules. Would you be would you be receptive to your allies attempting to check in on you?
Sure. I think
Okay.
I've got other things
Yeah.
on my mind.
Yeah, you can make checks.
Let us poke
I
your
think-
brain.
I don't think we need a You can make a medicine check, but you should also make an insight check.
Okay, an inside
DM.
I was
check.
just joking.
Yeah. Go
Did
ahead
I
and
ever
Jules.
finish writing something down?
Yes.
Or did I stop?
The stuff you wrote down is the stuff you wrote there,
Okay.
and it's both the things you saw, and they're also like a little more. The things that were scrawled into the book were less expansive. There were less words, like because of the difference in language. When you wrote it down here, the things that you wrote down and that are stuck in your head are basically translated through more fluidly to common in a way that is more understandable than in the original language in which you read it, which had fewer words and more of a powerful intent behind it that made its meaning clear. The last thing that you heard in your head was not in the book at all, and that comes into your mind when you stopped writing the other stuff.
Who has good insight?
Almost as if it wants you to write that as well.
Nobody.
But
Plus
you
3.
rolled a high enough will save that you did not write
Okay.
it and you did not say it either.
I only have a plus
Okay.
1. So you said I need to make a what check and plus what?
Medicine if you are checking her physical health, and
I mean, the fact that
insight.
she's literally manually breathing, that's why I'm like, Okay, I guess I'll do
Thank you, Doki.
the medicine check of plus
You
1.
have a player advantage if you want to use it.
I will see what my
you currently
first
have-
roll
you
is
cur-
first. And then
You currently have 9 player advantages.
yeah, I'm gonna use that player advantage right now because I just rolled a 3.
Well, I don't think anybody in the party has good wisdom score.
Nope.
I have a plus 3 to insight.
17 plus 1, 18 for a medicine check.
Guidance? Can I
18
guidance
on
as a reaction?
Yeah, you can. I will allow you to have guidance the roll instead of making your own roll.
If I show Ari, I'm gonna cast a helping
She doesn't.
spell, not
She's not on edge anymore. But you do. You do see
Uh,
she still has a hand on one of her hand.
Guidance is what?
Yeah.
These
D4.
D4.
Yeah.
So I
at
have an
D4, you're
18 plus.
Jean, go ahead and roll insight for me.
8.
Because of your divine sense, you can do it with advantage.
18.
Plus
with
4.
advantage.
18 plus 4.
22.
Okay, so Juke used the player advantage and got a 22. Jean, you got an 18 total.
22 plus
Jules
18,
rolled
18 plus 4.
Jules, give me deception with disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
Oh man, that might natural 20. 14.
Thank you, Doki.
So with your medicine check, you can tell that like something is seriously up with Jules in terms of like she seems to be having to physically, and you realize it's not just like now that you notice this, you realize that she's been doing it for a little bit now, and that she had stopped like automatically doing this when she first looked at the book. She stopped like automatically breathing and blinking. And she's been manually doing it this entire time that you've been talking. You basically understand with that medicine check that you're not sure why it started, but you think that this is something that you could like either snap her out of it by just distracting her enough, or that she will have to have a long amount of time to like get over that. That said, with your insight, Jean,
Mhm.
Jules, I think you should explain what John gets out of that insight, having beaten your deception by 10.
Okay. She is she's trying to keep it together, and she's trying to focus on like the somatic senses, So she's been like writing on a piece of paper, and you can see that she's kind of like gripping her thigh, like trying to, feel the sensation of it. But she is pale. She has like a sweat down the side of her head, and her eyes are like completely wild, dilated pupils, kind of looking around. She looks like she's in the middle of a state, but she's not really looking at what's there. It's like she's here, but not really here.
Disassociating type?
Pretty hard.
Or, okay.
No, she ate an entire nerd's roast.
Oh, no,
edible,
it was more of
and
a
it just
question
freaked
of
him out.
disassociating, or is she seeing into the plane that Thad was
Jean-
randomly seeing?
John, give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
You're good at those, man.
That's a
got
natural 20
Yeah.
So good.
or 24.
Plus,
Okay,
yeah,
Jean,
deck.
you are paying attention to Jules, and as you do so, you like get a little closer, and Jules sort of tilts just a little bit so that you have to like move yourself to still like keep focus on her, and this causes you to bump against the table ever so slightly, which jostles one of the guns that she handed to you, specifically the gun she handed you that she had dug the sight into her arm with. And as she does, the gun starts to fall, you catch the gun, and you catch it just as the barrel tip like touches the ground. And when you do, something is there. Like the drop of blood comes off of the barrel tip and off of the sight and falls in an unnatural way. And I will show you what you see.
Don't bite me.
What?
Talking to Gadget. She's over here biting me.
Little ruckus.
You realize that this thing has fallen in such a way that you watch the drop of blood hit, and you watch the sight like press down, and as you grab it, you feel for a second almost as if the gun is trying to fight you, but you grab it away before it presses the rest of the barrel down. So what happens is the entirety of this does not appear, but the blood drops and forms in such a way that should not be possible, as if it was starting to form a symbol.
And I'm guessing I have no idea what this symbol means, but I just see part of it.
You do not have an idea what the symbol means, but you immediately feel that it is evil. There's no doubt in your mind.
Jean will immediately pull out his holy symbol and just purge that like plank of wood.
When
just
you
like-
pull out your holy symbol, the metal of it starts to get hot in your hand until you channel your powers, your divinity through it, and then the symbol like disintegrates.
Is holy symbol
My
disintegrate?
symbol or the symbol on the ground?
The partial symbol on the ground. Your
Oh.
holy symbol is so hot that were you not wearing gloves with your armor, it probably would have scalded your skin.
Oh shit! If
But
it'd been the other way, I was like, holy shit.
I instinctively understand that this is an otherworldly evil symbol, which
Yes.
factors into something important for Jean now. Okay.
I
Oh.
probably
John?
don't notice this, do I?
No, you're too focused on yourself at the moment. And
Jean
this
is
is
in the
like
other
a
room.
because John's reflex save was a natural 20. It's a like blink and you miss it moment.
Jean's still holding the gun and is still holding the holy
blood
symbol pointed down.
the blood is completely off of the gun. Every bit of the blood that was on the gun sight it fell to try and make this symbol.
I mean,
Like
I've
unnaturally so.
I've got protection from good and evil if you need me to cast it.
You could certainly try. It couldn't hurt.
I think Jules needs a warm blanket and some soup.
Old
So
priest
are
and
you
a new
casting
priest.
protection from good and evil?
I mean, I did I see this?
I was asking if you're casting it. Is it circle of protection or is it protection from good and evil like you cast on a creature?
You touch and cast it on somebody.
Are you casting it on Jules?
I think I should ask Jean if that would be a good idea
Hold on.
with my cittern.
You rolled a 22 medicine. You don't have to ask if it would be a good idea. It would be a good idea.
Okay, and I'm like, Jules, girl, you need to stop concentrating on breathing and let it happen naturally. And I touch her and I cast protection from evil.
How do you even do that?
So
By distracting
How do
you.
stop thinking about it?
Not just like
Whoa.
right in front of your face.
It's not Hiccup.
strums the lute. Bong. As you touch her,
Ignore that.
as
yeah,
you
that's what it
touch
is.
her, Jules, you feel like every muscle in your body had been tensed to some degree that you were not aware of it. You suddenly like take a deep breath for the first time since you looked at the book, and your eyes immediately start to water. I need a Constitution saving throw, please. You have advantage on this because of the protection from good and evil.
This is just to stop from crying in front of us.
I was thinking she was about to like vomit or something.
That's a
No.
6.
Use one of those damn
A
rerolls. What is
6
wrong with
with
you?
advantage?
Yep. A 2 and a 4.
Wow.
Woof.
You
Wow.
immediately, as you get touched by this and you're staring at the words you've written down in common, you're like, tears start to hit the page, and you just like, you feel something roiling inside of you. You feel like you're going to be sick. You start like coughing and sobbing and just like, it's difficult to catch your breath again, but you can't close your eyes for a moment. As the spell, you feel something inside of you fighting against the spell. And Jules, I need you to roll me a spell attack roll, please.
Jules, me?
Not Jules, Juke, sorry.
Spell attack roll?
A spell attack roll, as if you were rolling a counteract check with a dispel magic.
Is my spell attack +9 or is it higher
be-
than that because of the drum?
It'll say. If you
Yeah, it
click
would
on
be
spells,
plus
it'll
2
tell
from
you.
the drum, plus your proficiency, and plus your charisma.
So if I
Bonus.
how do I make this work then? Like how do I make the
Just roll.
roll?
Just
You
roll a
put-
d20 and add those.
Yeah, just roll.
Should be plus 3 because of proficiency.
Hold on. I gotta find my
It'll
dang
say
dice.
on your D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it's plus 9.
Okay. 14 + 9?
On a 23, the protection from good and evil spell is strong enough and potent enough that, Jules, you feel this presence, this dirty feeling that you weren't aware had been in you just a moment ago, sort of like get broken. And this time when you cough, you just like spit spit up a bunch of like drool and stuff, and your eyes water real bad, but you finally blink. As soon as you blink, you can look at the things you wrote with, and you realize that you never pulled out a drawing implement. You were using that spot on your arm that had been hurt, and you were drawing with a finger in your own blood.
Oh,
And until the protection spell went off, none of the rest of you realized that's what she was doing either.
Shit.
If you remember, the thing that we know about this thing is that it can alter your perception and your memories.
Shit. Oh my god.
Juke, with your medicine check, I assume you start bandaging Jules' arm.
Yes.
Ari is looking to you all, and Ari says,
You need to stick with me because you're gonna need Song of Rest, okay?
Yeah. Can we
Ari
go outside?
says, you might want to...
Ari,
Talk.
can we go outside?
You might want to invest in some extra holy symbols. And she reaches into her bag and she takes one out for a deity you're unfamiliar with. She hands it to you. You see that this holy symbol is not made out of metal. It is not made out of wood or organic material. It's made out of the same stuff that her gloves that she was handling the thing with was made out of. It is a spiral in the shape of like an hourglass, and all of the sand is at the top of the hourglass. All of the sand. There's not actual sand in it.
Did you do air quotes for sand when you said it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I could hear that.
She hands it to
Yeah.
you, and when you take it, you feel a little bit better. If you take it.
Yeah. I'll take it, and I'm gonna go outside.
She looks the rest of
Sure.
you and she says, she hands a piece of paper to Jolene, and she says, "This is the location of a dead drop. I have it checked frequently. You get me that location. I'll keep in touch. Understood?"
Yes. Also,
All right.
if you do notice it coming for Silence, or one of you guys, we have a consecration blessing over our train station. So it may be
It's
a
hallowed?
place. Yeah, it's hallowed. So it might be a place for easy rest, you know?
She takes out a map and she says, "Show me it on the map."
I'll point to where it is on the map.
Okay. Perfect. She rolls it up.
The
and walks away.
cartographer has stepped outside.
Yeah, I think Jules and John stepped out immediately. Is that correct? Or just Jules and Juke?
I know
Um,
I definitely did.
Okay, then Jules
Chill
and
with you.
Juke, because I think John wanted more answers.
I also left the paper with the writing. In the
As
train.
soon as you stepped out, Ari points a hand at it, and oh yeah, you burned it, so it was just ash. Didn't you say you burned it?
I burned the first
Burned the
part,
first
this
part.
tiny scrap, but if I
Yeah.
managed to get it out in common, then I would have left it.
Okay. She looks at it and she says, "All right," and she takes it. She goes over to where there's a pitcher of water in the dining car, and she drops the pages into the water. She also takes the ashes from the first thing you did and puts that in the water too. She looks to Jean and Jolene and she says, "So, our deal is we're going to share information then?"
I think that's in our universal self-interest, yes. But what material are your gloves made out of that doesn't...
They said
know,
it was
get
some
hurt.
weird synthetic material.
There's something from a plane. There's something from a planet in that same dimension. Not every world in that dimension has been taken over. Some of them are resisting. Some of them have fled. But there's materials that they constructed that don't get
Gobbled up.
changed by this stuff. So we managed to find one of the areas that had not been overwhelmed. We found some pieces of it and we cobbled some things together.
So this metal doesn't exist in our
It's not
reality.
metal.
Or this, whatever it is, material.
I don't know. I don't know how they manufactured it. I just know the only other thing I can think of that might protect you other than this is glass.
What about crystal?
Crystal should? I'm not certain, but
Didn't we hear about?
as long as it's not an organic crystal. There are organic crystals, so.
Didn't we hear about some sort of like magic blessed crystal from one of our jobs, or am I thinking of a different campaign?
I think that you had heard of when the job with the prince. Part of what their kingdom was known for is their crystal exports.
Right.
That we had talked about that like that's how they became a royal family. Was they ended up being the ones who owned like the land that they found the first like crystal mines on, and they were these big like super magic crystals that work really well as like conduits and as storage devices for magic and stuff like that. And so that instantly made them like wealthier than anything, and they basically bought their sovereignty, which is also why the prince was such a stuck-up asshole.
Yeah, he inherited all his wealth. His parents are the ones that actually made it.
Yes.
We might need to get in contact with them in the future.
Yeah, and do you mind? Can I hold the gauntlets for a second?
She goes ahead and she takes one of the gauntlets out. She doesn't give you both.
Okay.
It's this very thick, like slick sort of material. It's nothing that you've really encountered before. The closest thing that you would have ever seen to it is a thick rubber, but it doesn't have the pliancy of rubber. Like you notice the only reason that she was able to grab with it is that it's such a hard material. It's like segmented, almost like an insect's carapace.
Okay, I just want to take it in both of my hands and just kind of like concentrate on like.
Check.
What would
not a
that be?
crafting check. Give me a investigation check.
13 plus 7 for 20.
Looking at this, just the way it's constructed and the fact that she mentioned glass, she brought that up. She brought up crystals. None of that instantly jumps to mind of how you would make something like this that has some form of like mobility to it. But you know people can make crystalline armor. So the trick would be figuring out what you could put between the layers so there's nothing exposed. You think given time you could figure something out, and you think that it's possible that with strong enough magic you could like just create this material now that you are familiarizing yourself with it. So if you can get in touch with somebody who has the ability to cast fabricate, creation, stuff like this, you might be able to produce more of this material.
But I would have to know, so I can kind of understand the mishmash of materials that make up this.
You understand that this is something synthetic. It's something that was not grown. It's something that was not mined like a metal is. You understand that there's a way to do this, and you're not sure how, but you will figure it out effectively. You now have the stepping stone you need.
Okay, and I'll
the critical leap is crystal, sand, glass. Okay, I can go from here.
Okay, I'll put it back, not in her hands, but kind of sit on the table next to her and go, "Thank you so much. I think I'm a crafter, you see. I make things, and I think I understand how this stuff works. But
well, if you figure out a way to get enough of it to make armor out of, let me know.
Of course. And I'll also fold up the dead drop location, like stuff it in the like a a kitty pouch or something.
She checks the table and stuff and makes sure there's no trace that the stuff didn't somehow get through it. Like, you see, she's being very thorough.
Yeah.
Since she set the thing down. And she also goes and double checks the exterior of the bags, everything. She's like, the stuff's... What I can tell you is I don't think the stuff is sentient, but it's tenacious. The stuff
Right.
itself.
Well, it's like a cancer. It just goes.
If it gets onto creature and advances enough, it can sort of steal that creature's knowledge and intelligence from what we know.
Oh,
But
God. Jules just
stuff
read it for a
itself-
second.
The stuff itself doesn't seem to alter perceptions, but the creature, at least the big one that's shown in the book, does. And based on what we just saw with your friend, I think the book itself might as well. I'm going to have to be a lot more careful with that as well. I apologize for that. I'd never seen anyone who could actually read the damn thing.
Well, it seems
I
like
didn't
we're
know it was
dealing with
dangerous.
this unknown magic, of course, comes with. Honestly, I appreciate you taking so much care to make sure that this doesn't spread. And I honestly wish we had met on a different note, because I think we
Well,
would work well.
As far as
but-
I've ever run into anyone from Acquisition Incorporated, most of your lot are just patsies for Omen. I know because I was one when I was an intern.
yeah,
He's charismatic. The bullshit he spews all the time, if you're not paying enough attention and you have any inkling to believe, makes sense. He's not bad at what he does. It's just what he does is swindle.
yeah, and I can't say that I'm not doing my best to maintain the pure rage I'm feeling. That his actions quite possibly removed someone really important from my life. And honestly, it's a little bumming me out a little bit. Like,
She
how
just she looks to
terrible
you
is
and
that?
nods. Sorry for.
No.
She makes like a stabbing motion.
No,
pricking
it's
you a
okay.
little.
No, it's all right. I'm big. Believe me, I got worse the night before. Points
She
to like the
smirks and she
claw
takes her
wounds.
pipe back out and she goes, "Sorry, where are my manners? Do either you smoke? You want some leaf?"
No. He's a holy man, and I'm on the precipice of freaking out, so it's best not to tilt on one way or the other.
She looks
I
to you,
appreciate the
Jean,
thought, though.
and she says, "You seemed like you're a little into Thad there or something. You good?"
Series muted.
Or maybe he had to step up.
Yeah.
Zero, are you with us?
Hey, that wasn't words. Yeah, he's seen some shit. He's speechless right
Okay.
now.
We'll jump out to Juke and Jules.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to run AFK for a second.
Oh, no problem. There you are.
Oh,
Yeah, she looks to you, Jean, and she says, "Well, it seemed like you were having a bit of a moment with Thad. You need to talk to him. Y'all need to. Was there something that went on in town that he's being coy about?"
Relating to the missing members, both of ours and Thad having
Look,
some
if
sort
you
of.
want to accept that he knows what he's talking about, you feel free. But I can't put my faith. It's a nice thing to want to believe, but I've seen too much shit this afternoon included to think that there's any chance that anything could go toe to toe with this thing and survive for any amount of. But if you want to talk to Thad, you feel free. I'll tell Gertrude to let crew talk go. I'll tell Thad that you want to talk to him, and silence. Gutru, X, and I are gonna get on our way. I have your word you're not gonna do anything untoward to Thad unless he asks for it.
I don't believe so.
No, we're not that
Now,
kind of.
If
we
he
may-
asked for it,
Yeah, he's always asking to fight people.
like, oh yeah, never mind. Little intelligence.
What did you think I meant?
Nothing. Kind of woohoo, kind of whistle. It's like, "Hoo-doo-doo."
Hands in pocket, walks away.
Right. Excuse me. She hops down and she starts strutting out. She goes to collect the rest of her party members. You see she's dragging Gutru out by like the collar. You hear Krutok say, "That's right! Run away, you cowards!"
I had him on the ropes.
And then you hear like a thud, and he goes, "Oh!" Right in the ribs. And you hear a voice from the engine compartment go, "Don't call my friends cowards, you little bitch." And that's all you hear from that voice, which is a new voice you had not heard until then. And you see just a flick of motion out the window of one of the train cars, and boom, gone. Something tiny zipped off.
So you're saying I didn't see that person
No.
while we were... Well, I was
You
looking
did
at
not.
one.
When I say tiny, I mean the tiny size category, as in less than a foot tall.
Cool.
That's why it's called.
Owlsby swoops down and chomps it out of the air. No.
We saved him. We saved the rabbit. Oh, thank goodness. Shit.
Thad comes up to you, John, and goes, "Hey, Ari said you might want to talk to me, bro."
Yeah. Sorry about pressuring you earlier.
It's cool, bro. I mean, like, I know that sometimes people lie to me, and it bothers me because I just think people should tell the truth. But I get that, like, you were trying to like help your friends, and like, I like to help my friends, even though I wouldn't lie for them. I'd just be quiet because I don't think lying's right. But
Oof.
like you know, I don't judge you for what you do for your friends. Okay.
He is very emotionally
we're-
mature for a
we're
free
cool, bro.
intelligence or whatever.
Are we talking about the same thing? I was talking about you seeing our missing party member.
Who's missing?
Fireball.
I apologize for pressuring you earlier about how you saw your missing party member and ours, but
Yeah, like not all the time, bro, but like sometimes.
it's a conundrum no matter which way you slice it. But I'll keep a keen eye out.
Okay.
And if we can work out something, I'll let you know if it helps you guys
I
too.
don't know if that'll help though. Like, he's going to make. I'm going to use a DM advantage for this. He's going to try to explain with his 5 intelligence.
Oh no.
You got this, man.
Thaddeus
Thank
hurt
you.
himself in his confusion.
Using
Yeah.
a DM advantage here. John, you've been given a player advantage. Thank you, Doki.
Oh, thank you, Doki.
A Doki from Doki.
So, got a 12 and an 8. So with a -3, that becomes a 19 or a 9.
19.
So, like, I think they're like always here, and I don't mean like of course they're like always here in your heart. Like as long as you remember people. I'm not an idiot. Okay, I don't know a lot of things, but I'm not an idiot. Like I know that like when people die, they're like not here, but like sometimes I think these people, I think they are here, but they're not because they're like part of them is like it's like they're like if they were a sword,
Mm-hmm.
like their sheath is still on the belt, but the sword isn't there. But you know because the sheath is there that there should be a sword. So like that's why you do things like you were saying, like when you sat and like there was a space, it's because that's like the sheath of them is still there. Like they're there, but they're there because of their absence. Like that's how you know they're there.
It's like your hands remembering a sword, holding a sword that you don't have.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
The training's still there.
Like
not
it's yeah, you are. He stepped outside. Y'all are all there. I mean, you might be paying more.
Yeah, I'm
attention
paying
to
more
Jules.
attention to Jules right now.
Jules, now that the protection from evil and good is on you, you're getting yourself back under control. You don't feel the itchiness anymore, which now that the absence of it is there, you realize that you had felt it like crawling on your skin, like there were insects creeping along your body.
Crawling on my skin.
These wounds! Yeah.
They will heal.
Am I able to throw up on the ground here?
Yeah.
I would like to just quietly vomit in a corner.
How do you quietly vomit?
Juke,
You
hold
can.
Juke, are you gonna hold her
I'll hold your
back
hair.
Just bleh.
Thad's like, so like, but I think that like, I don't think Ari would ever be able to talk to them because Ari's like, just how Ari. It's because of how Ari is that Ari could never be able to. And Thad looks over at Jolene and goes, like you, I don't think you would ever be able to like see them ever. Cause like,
Is it?
It only happens when I enter the zone.
The zone?
So,
Yeah, the zone. Not the danger zone. That's the other zone.
Yeah.
But like when I just stop thinking about like swords and stuff, and I'm just sort of there, and I'm not doing anything, that's when it happens. Like, like
Meditation?
you can't, like, that's like what meditation is like when you like sit there and you like levitate, right? I don't think you could do that because you have to like, because I can't levitate.
It's not something you consciously do. It's something you slip into.
So
You don't try to logic yourself into it.
Yeah,
it's
it's
something
like-
you just kind of achieve.
Like often it happens when I'm like just like doing my stretches and stuff and like, you know, working out, and I'm just like, I'm there but I'm not there either. Just like them, they're there but they're not there. So when I'm there but I'm not there, we can interact.
Zoning out. When that
That
Eddie hit.
makes more sense than you realize, Thad. Thank you. And
Yeah,
John
Thad-
will hold out a fist for a fist bump.
Yeah, you actually quite on the ball. He's
Give
gonna
me
think it's
a
fighting. Be
strength
careful.
saving throw.
It's got to
Goodbye,
sting a
Sean.
little.
Strength saving throw.
Yeah, you have
said,
to hit a nat 20. He got a nat 20.
Oof.
Do
goodbye,
it,
Sean.
Sean.
I will use a player advantage.
Okay.
Damn, I rolled the same thing 2 times.
This is what your
that is-
channel points are for, guys.
We have the rule so that you can re-roll if it's the same number. So
Oh, okay.
advantages aren't wasted.
That is a 24.
With his nat 20, it comes out to be a 31
Oof.
So that was-
Ow.
I was like
as he
32,
fist
yeah.
bumps you and knocks you over. Oh, sorry, bro. I got like really hyped. Sorry.
It's okay.
You take a d6 of fall damage from how hard you hit.
Jesus.
You take 1 damage.
Someone
There's
help
one of
him
my
up.
temp HP.
Yeah, mine all got gobbled up by an arrow.
Before
earlier.
they leave, actually, John was like, "Hold on, I need to give someone something real quick." And John will
Is
kind
it a
of
sword?
No.
Oh,
not
he
really.
looks downcast.
John will approach, but not like get too close to silence, unless like trying to get her attention or something.
She turns and looks at you, and she walks over and she tilts her head.
John will pull out one of his like handmade little like carved holy symbols and give one to her.
What is it carved out of?
This would have been something he made. He makes off and on ever since the monastery, so probably like some like tin or like a little like scrap metal or something.
Okay. She looks at it for a moment. She looks to you. Give me an insight check. With advantage. Her eyes are incredibly expressive.
Oh god, that's off the table. Where'd it go?
That means you both die.
Ah!
Blech.
Was her name always Silence, or has her name become Silence
that
because she
is-
cannot speak?
Well, you know tieflings often have quote-unquote virtue names.
Yeah.
So it's entirely possible her name was always Silence.
That is an 18.
You can read the gratitude in her eyes as she takes it from you, but you can also catch like the hesitation of her to touch something metal that she's not already like cleared. You also notice now that you're close to her that most of her armor like is all of her armor stuff is leather. There is no metal anywhere in her armor other than the only metal on her is that like face covering.
Would she
And you-
prefer I not give her a metal one?
She doesn't. If you had one that's not metal, you can intuit that she would prefer that, but she is
Jean-
willing to take it.
John will hold up a hand and like dig into his pouch of all like little holy things he's made, like warding charms that he leaves all around the place because of creepy fucking goo unicorns. And we'll give her one made out of like leather and like some little pieces of wood around the
I don't think she'd take the wood.
trains.
No, that's fine. She has a wooden bow and arrow.
Oh.
You notice like now that you're close, even like her arrowheads are made. They're basically like carved out of a like polished like mahogany, and then a couple of the other ones are made out of obsidian. As you notice that, in fact, you notice that a lot of like the little accoutrement and accessories she has are obsidian, that volcanic glass.
And John will kind of nod and just very, very quietly says, "We won't let them be forgotten. We remember in our own ways."
She nods slowly, and she blinks rapidly a few times, and then turns back. And you see that Gutru is like slowly lighting fires on the grass, and she turns back and smacks Gutru.
It's gonna burn.
John turns back around towards the party, blinks a few times.
Erupts into flame.
All right,
Right,
calls
then.
over to Thad. Are y'all done there, big guy? Are we done, bros?
Bro, we're never done.
He
For
reaches.
now.
He reaches.
Sure.
When you say we're never done, he like reaches for the sword sheath, and you say for now, and he goes, "Oh, okay."
No, I mean, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
He reaches in the
Bros
sword
forever.
sheath again and pulls out a kopesh,
Bruh.
and he hands you the he throws the kopesh so like the blade of it stabs into the grass right in front of your feet, so like its handle first to you, and goes, "You don't have enough swords, bro. Get righteous." And he
Bruh.
heads over to the rest of his party.
For a
Wait,
second,
he's
I thought he
doing
was
a
doing the-
Kopesh?
I thought he was
Yeah.
doing the freaking like Meta Knight, like throwing the sword at your feet, going, "Let us fight."
Pick it up.
No, you said for now. So he's like, "Oh, we can't fight now." But
But
he
later.
did like throw the sword at your feet, and he's like, "Keep righteous."
Apparently, I have a Kopesh now.
It is a +1 kopesh of adamantine.
Oh Jesus!
Is there an actual Kopesh in D&D, or is it like a scimitar?
I don't
And
know
it functions as a scimitar.
Okay, that's what I I have sword knowledge.
Not as much as Thad,
Adamantine,
bro.
No, I'm real.
bro.
They look at you,
Ah.
and the rest of them start walking away. And Ari, you see as they get a little further, you see like a tiny little flicker, something else. Jules, give me a perception check. Disadvantage because of your
Currently vomiting.
post-vomiting state.
Perception?
Yeah.
After a
With
throw up, I
disadvantage.
usually feel pretty good. So
That's
I'm
gonna
like,
be-
I'm good.
Cool 6.
You notice the like flitting figure, but you don't make out any details.
Jules doesn't need to roll dice anymore today.
Ari looks to the rest of you and goes, "Well, I hope that the next time we run into each other, I don't need to hold any of you hostage. Cheers." And she raises her pipe to you, and she like walks around the other side of the train, and it's just like gone from sight.
Meanwhile, Kurtak's gonna walk out of the engine room. What the fuck was that?
Kurtak's still
On the
tied up.
ropes.
They didn't untie him.
Wait, no, leave me like this a little bit longer, please.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
He called
Some
them
good stuff.
cowards, and then when they started to walk away, so they didn't untie him. They started with taking the gag out. That's when he said cowards. He got kicked by the tiny person, and then they just left.
What a lucky guy to get tied up and just left for days. Oh,
No,
That's
don't cut it.
great.
This is a good rope.
Congratulations on your trip to the bank.
level
God.
8. Level.
You had a great time, right? Haven's End. What a town. Do y'all go untie Krutok?
In a little
I
while.
guess.
Check on Jules, make sure Jules is okay. Do a sweep with the dining car to make sure there's no
you've
lingering.
got it. You've got it out of your system by now, and like you still feel kind of dirty. You're not sure that's gonna go away, but you still remember the words, but they don't feel like they're constantly there now.
Okay.
It's also
guys.
about this time that the protection from evil and good wears off, and you don't feel like some sudden like resurgence or anything.
I was gonna
Okay.
say, if you need another, just let me know.
Do you have anything to drink? Maybe
I have
something
some. Come here.
No alcohol.
I don't drink alcohol very often.
sweet. What do you
You have the
John?
best thing to drink. You have unicorn bathwater.
Oh dear.
I mean,
That's
it's
for
basically
that's for
sanctified
sipping.
water.
You sip unicorn bathwater. You don't drink it. You gotta spread it out.
You're sipping bathwater.
Just like a.
Sweet tea.
That's enough for today. No, I can make water for you, with ice in it. But you wanted
Can
something.
somebody
sweet.
either let me out or make it tighter? Don't judge me.
I'll. Jolie now pricks her head up. She's like, I can show you a few knots.
Oh,
God.
baby.
Please don't leave me out.
Oh, I'll
You
give.
can consider that my monthly bonus.
Oh, is that all it takes? We
Please
can
don't
set
get
up a
distracted by crew talk. I need
Sorry,
water.
sorry. I'll hand her my decanter of endless nugget ice water.
Oh,
There you
thank
go.
God.
Every
Chug
time you say that.
I know.
Nugget,
I mean,
no.
chicken nugget. Or like what?
Why would you think it was? That's not even a thing. Y'all are just messed up in the head, dude.
Y'all think it's
Yeah.
got chicken nuggets in it?
Yeah.
She's just pouring it over her head. Chicken
so
nuggets are
nice.
falling everywhere.
And
Maybe
I'll go
Jules is
down to
born with it.
Jules and pick one of the chicken nuggets out of her hair and just kind of be like, "Oh, you're so silly," and eat it. No, I won't do
Why
that.
are we still on the chicken nuggets?
You're the ones
Y'all
that bring up
started
the
it.
fucking nuggets thing. I'll put a hand on Jules and just be like, "Hey, are you gonna be okay?"
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but that book made you sick as fuck. Not in the good way, like rad, but
No, it
I'm
was
not-
it was pretty bad.
yeah.
Hey,
I'm
Jules,
not
you want to
doing
roll
this.
some more dice?
Yeah, sure.
No, Jules, no, Stella, no dice.
Jules, I would like you to roll me a history check, please.
Okay.
Oh god, even history is corrupted now.
What was it?
15.
Okay. Something's nagging at your brain. You'll remember it at some point.
Eventually.
So, I feel like
You're
this is
alright.
probably not the time to mention this, but I'm going to mention the fact that I was gone for a good, 5-6 minutes of whatever horror was happening. So, while everyone else witnessed this, I have no idea what the hell happened.
You
Out of
heard
character.
enough of it.
No, I didn't. I heard nothing. You're going to have to fill me in after this session.
Oh, Tay herself, not Juke. the
Correct. I was
Oh, okay, I
gone
got you.
because I had to answer a phone call.
Yeah, okay.
By the way, the since you did see the papers that Jules left, the papers had the following written on them: "Our flesh is void, void made flesh bound with steel, perfection. Take up the steel to the flesh and hold it until it is won and not held. Unskin the impure bodies, clad them in metal. Great Void Mother, may your flesh become our flesh, and welcome your blessings.
Gross.
Ash is our air, darkness our flesh. Let weak feed upon weak, like attack like, and we may divine their strength and devour it. Void Mother's flesh and Father's machines, your scars dance upon our grateful flesh."
Man,
That's
This would
not
make it-
disconcerting.
Honestly, sounds
this
like a
would be like a
druid's
sick beat.
nightmare.
our flesh is void.
It's a shame they
Flesh,
didn't,
flesh,
make
flesh.
it rhyme or put it in an iambic pentameter. Really, they could have had
Yeah.
something going.
Yeah, we'll get it in post. Don't worry, guys.
It does. It
MC.
does sound like something that should be like shouted as the lyrics to scream metal. Honestly.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Shouted so hard you can't understand it.
Oh, babe. I don't want to do it on microphone, but gosh.
So
Let's go. I'm gonna go tie Crew Talk up a little more before I let him go.
So
He's
you
gonna be
want to
so-
hear about your next job offers?
He's going to be suspended from the ceiling at this point.
Hey, by the way, I got some messages from head office. They got your next job offers.
Okay, we need a goddamn break.
When's the beach episode?
It may
Oh,
seem-
right. I mean, you guys have accrued some paid time off.
Yeah,
I just figured you'd ask about it.
Yeah.
Like, technically, the entire time that you were in the Feywild counted as 24/7 hazard pay. So y'all got a lot of time off you got to take.
Did it also count as overtime?
No.
Damn it.
Hazard
Wait,
pay
wait,
is slightly more than overtime pay, and they don't stack.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. So what I think we need to do, the 6 of us, 5 of us, 3, 4, 5 of us, plus Crew Talk. We need to have a company meeting. We need to sit down and talk and make sure we're all on the same page with what's going on. And
Jolene, you have a
Right.
clear view back into the dining car from there.
Yeah.
Did you guys bring Jack with you on the train? I forget. Or is
I don't-
Jack still at the train station?
It's at the
I think-
station.
Yeah, I think Jack's at
Okay.
the station.
otherwise, Jack would have eaten all the house and home.
I was gonna say you spot Jack licking the water out of the pitcher that had the ashes.
No!
Oh no, they're taking the Dark Lord in. Oh no. But guys, I think
It
we
wouldn't
need
affect a cat. Cats are already agents of chaos.
evil. Yeah.
This is true.
I think we need to reevaluate what's going on because
Yes,
I don't know
please.
if you guys have noticed, but kind of like I guess I was talking out the window. Go over. I just tied Crew Talk up more. I tightened his knots. And I'll bring him outside with us.
Well, yeah, of course we gotta talk some more. You guys have gotten a fancy thing, and he like sort of he gestures to his pocket because you left him tied up. There's a big old scroll sticking out of his pocket.
Is it
Oh.
a scroll in your pocket, or are you just happy to be tied up?
I think it's
Both.
both. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Man after my own heart there, Kutak. I'll take out the scroll and begrudgingly look at it.
You open the scroll and you see it's on company letterhead and has an actual handwritten signature from Ominifus Harrower drawn.
We got him already, folks.
Easy game.
I'll be right here, unarmed and without my pants on. We're like,
And it
Got 'em.
says, I've heard about your exploits. Excellent job, franchise. And it has your number there. And you see it's been that
Like a fill
right
letter.
after that, it got like
Yeah.
scratched out with a single line. And it says, they call themselves what? The J Crew? Okay, well, congratulations, franchise J Crew. Hey, you're gonna remember to take out that part, right? That's how the jar works? Okay. Anyways, so very impressed with the amount of money that you brought in for the shareholders of the company. Fantastic work. We've made sure to go ahead and send your checks so that you can deposit it at your local bank and earn interest off it. Unless you've got enough that you can open your own bank, because that's a great business to be in. You can absolutely make money by just taking money, and it's incredible. That being said, your franchise has reached a point that I am now authorizing you with 2 new authorization levels. Firstly, you are no longer the Deal Rune franchise. Congratulations. You are now the Northern Azalor franchise. As such, no other franchisees in Azalor are allowed to operate in your jurisdiction, and if they do, you have full dispensation from Acquisitions Incorporated to beat the hell out of, charm, mind control, demote to intern, or kick out of your jurisdiction any other Acquisitions Incorporated franchisees you find, unless they have a wild card license. Don't worry about that. I'm also going ahead and Jim said you did a job for him and that you helped him impress a countess who was turned into ducks, and that because of that you've got some sort of like wizard debt from the countess. So great job on that. We love having favors. It's a great way to get one over on, fey creatures, because if they already owe you a favor, when you owe them a favor, you can use your favor to negate their favor. So that's a fantastic job on your part. Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you get all of the latest promotional materials for Acquisitions Incorporated that you can have on your person and hand out at any time. Brochures, pamphlets, posters. We've got this crazy thing that you set up and it's magically animated to flail around all over the place with the Acquisitions Incorporated logo on it, and it looks incredible. It's going to be great for your brand. Remember, marketing is half the battle. That being said, I wanted to also tell you that you are getting an alpha level clearance on your license, and that you may now requisition assistance from higher employees in the chain on a per diem basis. Of course, anything they'll get paid will come out of your payment. But if you need to hire any of our, our second stringers who happen to be available, then here, their contact information will come through to your Documancer. That said, this has been Ominifus Harrower Drawn. I couldn't be more proud of you. You are all considered senior franchisees. That is a fantastic promotion. There's a tiny, tiny bit of fine print that says promotion does not include a race. And then he says, that being said, with your new responsibilities, I'm sure you'll want a party. You'll find that a pizza party has been arranged to appear at your headquarters as soon as it detects that you're all there. Fantastic work to the 5 of you who are currently active. And this has been Ominifus Harrower Drawn, dictated but not read. Okay, stop message. Gosh, these things get longer every... No, stop message. Stop, scribe, and it cuts off there.
Siri, stop.
John just kind of looks around the party and goes, "Guys, do we work for the baddies?"
We work for a capitalist.
Capitalism.
So yes.
Capitalism is always the bad guy, is what I've heard from a quaint orange friend of mine. It was Garfield. All right,
Chester
I'll
Cheetah?
admit. No, it was Garfield.
No.
George.
No.
Just one word.
It does not.
So,
Please.
Sab, is this
Do
a
not
certain
forget.
rank?
Yes, your franchise rank 2 now.
Rank 2. Okay, I got you. I'll untie Crew Talk now if he wants to be.
You know, I'm kind of getting used to it.
Okay, I mean,
If
I
you
can
don't
tie
need me
you
to
up anytime
pilot,
you
if you
want.
don't need me to pilot the train right now, I'm just, my hands have gone numb, and
Yeah.
I kind of don't want them to do the tingly thing.
Don't you love that feeling?
No, I hate it. It's terrible.
Well, I guess someone's an amateur. Anyways. Yeah,
Can
guys,
I-
we gotta...
So how's our newest member doing? He looks over to Jules, completely not reading the room.
Jules still got vomit on the side of the
Yeah.
cheek. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, partying a little too hard, huh?
Oh my god, will you
Yeah.
shut up?
Yeah, Crew Talk. Shh.
We can't find out how to make him stop.
I can
Part of my
make you
contract
stop.
is that I don't have to shut up. I can go
Uh,
back to the engine room if you need me to, though.
Please.
Yeah, go there for a minute. Thanks, Crew Talk. Sorry you got...
He sort of starts rolling.
He's still tied up.
It's addictive. If
It's
any of
really
you
hard for him to get up onto the thing. He finally makes it and rolls in. You hear the door like kick shut.
Now, if anyone else wants to learn the fine art of rope bondage, you can see me any night. I've got
Classes
training
are
ropes.
5 silver. That covers the cost of your rope.
Let me know if you bruise easy.
Rope.
The length of rope.
Okay. I need to talk to you people.
About what?
What
You-
the hell was that?
Um,
Uh,
I have a
Wh-
theory, but it's
Uh-huh.
gonna blow your guys' mind.
lay
think-
on us.
Guys, I think we're the main characters.
Oh god, no.
Think about it. Does
No,
this
no,
type
no,
of
no,
stuff
no, no,
happen
no,
to
no.
everybody? You're a main character now, Jules.
This isn't what I signed up for.
Actually, it is. I'll pull out the paperwork, and it says you become a main character.
You're gonna have to dye your hair blue.
Shit.
Sorry.
No, but you said you've seen it before? The freaky thing?
Oh yeah.
Like, that's just- And you're okay with that?
No.
We're called what you're doing, or what you call masking. This was also about 4 days ago for us.
Oh god.
4 days? Are you sure
Yeah.
that's the right time length there?
Yeah, because it happened, and then we wound back up in the
Oh, 4 days when
carnival.
since we hold on, has it been 4 days since we left
for
the
us.
Feywild?
It's been 4 days.
Wait, so you're saying like when I met you?
Yes, we were coming back from.
From the horrors
Yeah.
that was that
Yes,
situation.
we were stuck in the Feywild for like 4 months. And,
Sure
and-
felt like
and
it.
This time, it was only like maybe a week for us. But who knows how the Feywild works? I mostly keep busy and focus on my spells.
You seemed remarkably okay
Well,
when I
don't-
met you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened
All
to
things
you.
considered.
You, well, I mean, when you realize you're the main character, you know all kinds of crazy things happen.
Stop saying that.
But main characters have plot armor, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
I don't think that's
Yeah, that worked out
how that
so
works.
well for Jelly and Jack.
But no, they were NPCs to us now. So this also happens.
Wait, that's why it happened to Severus. Severus didn't have a J name.
That's
Oh,
true.
shit.
That's why she died.
And Jelly was with a G. Oh my god.
Just like Jif.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. Wait, you're gonna have to explain. Why did you see that thing? What was it doing? You knew it was chasing you?
It's a long story.
You knew it was chasing you and you decided to go cash a check?
What else are we
They
supposed
had
to do?
no ink. Just so it's clear, you had no inkling it was chasing you or could chase you. You still don't know if it is.
Yeah, it got tossed into it got tossed into a maelstrom in the Feywild last time we saw it.
Oh,
But what are we supposed to do?
By an
Stop living?
archfey.
Yeah, I'm like, what are we supposed to do? Stop living our lives because I'm a little scared about that something that could happen?
Well, let's be real. It's not a little scared. We're pretty damn scared, yes. But at the same time, you can't let your life be entirely controlled by fear.
Yeah, you either get ate up by it or you step over it.
We're
And
coping.
honestly, I'm a step over type of gal.
Zybilna gave us guidance. We're gonna do our best to try and find out where the crap she said to go, because let me tell you, it was pretty dang garbled.
And to be honest, if anything, I was elated to find out we're not the only ones who know about this.
Yeah,
We're not the only ones
that
with this
was
problem.
honestly a bit of relief. Yeah, learning that we're not the only people in this plane of existence that has had experience with this. And honestly, I would
Yeah.
like to know if Omen Drawn has absolutely any idea of this creature.
So
I don't know.
another point to keep in mind, we had when we were talking with Thad in the market before all this went down, he did drop that Ari had mentioned that there were answers that possible answers to something we were looking for, quote unquote, answers at the Tier Ket. That might be a lead to follow up on.
Dear cat.
With that,
And
I will go ahead and pull us to our map.
Map music.
It's the map music.
Oh, I don't know. Should I let you have the cheerful map music, or should I go back to the Vault of Terror?
Leave
no
this
terror
map.
here, sir.
Leave this map music on.
Music. We like map music.
God
Because
dang, turn away or get out of
the-
here.
Because we also had a bit of info from Zybilna. Like, we heard part of what they were saying. Something about a Temple of Ket off or something like that.
So down here,
It's circled.
down here is the Tier Ket sovereignty.
So just so you know, this blue line right here is now anything above that is considered your franchise's territory.
Oh shit! This
That's-
looks like
That's a lot of territory.
we need a phone or something. Oh, a fax machine.
We got the sending stones.
No, but how are people going
I
to
will
contact us for
remove that
jobs?
line. Well, rather, I'll put it on the on a hidden layer for now.
So, Jean,
And
you think
yes,
it's
there
the
is a
Tier
place
Ket?
called the Tier Ket Sovereignty.
Do
All the way
any of
there.
us know anything about it?
I think what you know about it is that it is renowned for its monastic traditions, that a lot of incredibly powerful monks have come from there, as well as rangers. There's a lot of archery that is done at the Tier Ket Sovereignty. The most prestigious archery competitions in Azalor are held at the Tier Ket Sovereignty every 4 years or so, and they also do all sorts of other events. They're a regular stop for trade on the Grand Green because of the fact that there's a lot of things that grow, a lot of types of plants and herbs, and especially medicinal things that grow on the Tier Ket Sovereignty's territory that don't grow anywhere else in the world. And so they get a lot of shipping traffic from these small boats that go around the Grand Green and sort of like keep always nearby the shore. because the center of the Grand Green is very tempestuous, and there's a lot of whirlpools and typhoons and stuff that spring up over there.
There's probably a kraken under there.
Yeah.
We can't do that beat again.
No.
Oh yeah,
It's the only explanation. Like
crystal.
aggressive typhoons, eternal storm, kraken.
Kraken.
Nah, it's gotta be a giant crab this time, who's like adorning his shell with treasure or something.
Mhm.
Dang it, that's already been done too.
A giant crab. He's crack-a-lacking.
I don't know. I hear terracat, and I immediately think it's a pretty species of bird.
I think
It
It
does
sounds
kinda
like a
sound
bird
yeah.
species.
Well, you'll be interested to note that one of the primary humanoid species that is there are Aarakocra.
Of course they are.
The Aarakocra,
Jonathan.
Yeah, we always
Jonathan.
the Aarakocra tend to hang out near the peaks of the mountains down there, and they were some of the first to settle the area. However, one of the primary, the most well-known heads of the monastic traditions are turtles.
Norgels.
Is there an Uguay by chance?
There are a lot of ones who have strangely Italian-sounding names.
I just did the thing, but I'm slightly
Yeah.
Italian, so I can do it. Hey,
Are you allergic to pineapple on pizza? It's understandable.
no, I do like pineapple on
That
pizza.
said,
I said only
said-
slightly Italian.
Oh, okay.
Do we as a group know where we're wanting to go next?
Guys,
Bed.
I know the
Hmm?
perfect hot springs over in my hometown. We can go kick it.
Please.
Y'all could go visit Palakia. Yeah, it's not far. Krutak was going to take you back to the train station for the pizza party, but
Oh,
That can wait until we get back. I'm sure it is the finest
I mean,
quality pizza and everything provided.
it's the finest quality pizza that could be delivered with a single casting of Plane Shift.
It's gonna be like a single
it'd be pretty
like pepperoni pizza from like the worst chain they could find.
Yeah, it's from
It's-
Mama John's.
and it's cut into all little
Jane's.
squares, so it looks like there's more
Papa
pizza.
Jane's. Oh, it's cut in squares. Oh,
Yeah, so y'all fire up the train and tell Krutak
hang on.
we're going.
Hang on. After Jolene said that, she kind of like bites her tongue and holds her hand up. I was lying. There is a nice thing, but I want to go for another reason. I want to visit my parents' grave. Is that okay?
of course, absolutely.
Okay, I appreciate it. Sorry for lying, but it's in my nature to just lie originally to hide my true intentions, but I'm
Like
trying to do better
Scorpion on the
about
back
that.
of the frog.
I
Yeah,
mean, I'm sure everyone else would be okay with that. That, yeah.
there is a nice hot springs that not a lot of
Juke
people
will
know
have
about.
nothing to do with this.
I just wanted to be more honest with you guys and not.
Your parents are dead. Leave them there.
Yeah, I know they're dead.
Oh God.
They weren't even cool. They were old and dumb. But I would really appreciate that. There is a nice mountainside hot spring that I haven't been there in years, so it could be, lousy with a bunch of jerks. But I guess
This-
we'll have to see.
This pings something in your brain, Jules.
Mhm.
When they say mountainside hot springs, you remember something about the Palakia Mountains and the glass, and you remember one of the most lucrative shipments that you ever dealt with came from there, and it was for a type of distilled beverage they make there.
Oh, I remember the name of it.
It takes you a moment. It's
First, I have to write it down. Yeah.
There's multiple varieties. You've heard it called a lot of different things. You've heard it called craggy morning rain. You've heard it called the the tiers of the peak, and the one that sort of caught on was Mountain Dew.
Yep.
Oh.
That stuff will rot your teeth and your gut.
Wait, are you familiar with it? I guess you're from there, right?
Yeah.
When I was working caravans once, we had a shipment of Mountain Dew, and Jesus,
Well-
I can't say this with a straight face.
Well, and really, when you think about it, this is out of character stuff, but it was originally moonshine, and they just started calling it, and that's what
Yeah.
Jolene's people is based off of.
Yeah, that's why.
So
I
it
did
could be. So it could be actual. I don't know
Yeah,
if they
it's-
made a soft drink.
No, this is actual like alcohol. This is like
Yeah.
forbidden alcohol that generally is almost impossible to get anywhere but Palakia,
I've always
Yeah.
wanted to try it.
which is why it was
Yeah.
such a lucrative thing when you got that shipment.
Yeah, they. You know, if you drink too much, you go blind in your least favorite eye too. So that's something to look forward to.
Oh,
It has magical properties that somehow determine which of your eyes is your least favorite. It's
Yeah.
not an exaggeration.
It
The,
doubles as
The Goliath people are quick with words, but not with thought.
True
If
Talk
that
says,
makes
I
any
can
sense.
use it to degrease the train.
Yep,
Stop talking.
you can.
doubles as a paint stripper.
Yep,
Um,
and it makes you strip. Sorry,
Oh,
I mean it makes me strip, but I think that's my natural wanting a state of undress at all times.
It's
Juke
in my
nods.
nature.
I think
You guys not feel choked by these clothes we have to wear at all times?
I think
I
I've
think you're
had
the
enough.
least dressed of us all.
I'm
Totally.
dying here. You know, she like pulls out her cloth and just like, yeah, it's like,
She's wearing the robes now, right? Not just the bikini outfit.
yeah, kind of. I'm gonna get another outfit though, a sexier one.
I think I've had enough alcohol
Alright.
for a lifetime.
Yeah, you
And that
did
was one
try to
drink.
ride the lightning. That was
Oh,
just Goliath
God.
bathtub hooch. That's not refined like the mountain. the
Yeah,
Mountain
this is
Dew
worse.
It gets worse.
Yeah.
You did choose like the worst possible thing you could do to your body. Yeah.
My eyes are still hurting.
Yeah. Why do you think my hair's red? Goliaths typically don't have colored hair, but I got into a little bit as a kid, and it.
Oh,
Actually, I am just joshing with you. That's not correct.
oh.
All right, trying to keep my telling stories to a minimum, and I
Oh.
apologize for that.
I'd like to. My name is Jolene, and I have called this press conference.
All y'all fucking suck.
Whoa.
Holy shit!
That's it. But yeah,
Nothing to do
we'll
with we need to contact home and drawn. It's you all suck, and then we end
Yeah.
session.
Peace out, bitches.
that's it. Deuces. See you on the Hot
You
Springs
suck.
episode, bitch.
Rides off on the
yeah,
train.
So
Two
is
fingers in
that
the air.
unanimous for the hot springs?
Well, I need to stop by my parents' graves first, but then after that,
Are you gonna do like speak with the dead at your parents' graves? Because that's gonna be
No.
weird for everybody.
So are we heading to the hot springs?
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
everyone's cool. Jules isn't gonna
Okay.
shoot us in the dome while we're asleep.
Oh, I still have your guns secured, Jules. Do you want them back, or should I hold on to them, or...
Give me one.
Just one.
Just the
And-
one. Okay. Okay.
Jules, if you want to be safe, I can restrain you while you sleep.
I'm good, but thank you.
She should be fine. Like
You guys
Jolene
are like
already has the
murdering
fuzzy
people when I
handcuffs
touch
she
them.
out.
have song arrest. Like she got a good dose of protection from evil, and she's getting a good song of rest. Everything's
So
gonna
as
be
you
fine.
touch the gun, I need a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Bullshit.
Oh, God.
I would like to note that we have a lovely new train icon.
I did notice that.
You guys
Yay.
can all control it. This is how we
Ooh.
will determine where we're going. So go ahead, and if you want to do the
Oh, shit.
hot springs trip, move it over to Palakia somewhere.
On the way, can we see if there's any yard sales along the river?
Sure. Are you gonna go straight through the river since your train is now a boat?
We can afford to take a leisurely route, I think.
Yeah.
We've earned it.
Do
We
you
only
want
have
to go
these
through
suggestions.
the city down here?
What is that city? Does it have a name?
It does have a name. Are you gonna go to it though?
Fucking Dumpsville.
The problem is this city has had 7 different names in the past 2 years, so you're not really sure what it's called right now.
Wait. Why?
Because to avoid tyranny, they made a rule that the city council, all of the members, can only serve at most for 2 months and then are not allowed to serve for 5 years. So whenever the next city council shows up, they're allowed to change any rules and any names whatsoever.
Well, that sounds like chaos.
No more
Yes.
people in the city whatsoever.
I hate chaos.
Well, it's still a council, so the council has to agree to something, but usually somebody is loud enough and annoying enough that they agree to just shut them up.
I don't care for
It's within
bananas.
reason. Like, they don't care. They'd be like, all right, fine, if you'll just shut up, Jimothy, we'll ban bananas, okay? People can get their potassium somewhere else.
Yeah, fuck the bananas. I slipped on one and I fucked myself up. It's terrible.
And then like
you for your
next month,
testimony.
somebody's like, somebody squirted a lemon in my eye. We're going to ban lemons. Return bananas. Bananas never squirted people in the eye.
Oh, I actually squirted in the eye
That's
a whole bunch of times.
So do you want to go through that town now, knowing what
Coconut.
goes on in that town?
Hello, baby.
No,
I
no,
don't.
fuck that town.
I can
I don't-
guarantee you there will be garage sales in that town.
Oh, fuck.
Of people who moved there who are like, guys, the rules in this town are amazing. They match up exactly with what I believe in. And then 2 months later, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Guys, we gotta go.
I don't know. It was up to everybody else. They didn't.
They
I
just
didn't get where I was
said
gonna
that
go.
the only type of pizza that is allowed to be made in this is what those fucking Grolians call pizza. It's not a pizza, it's a cake.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Leaving.
Oh god, we're getting stab started on deep dish again. Oh no.
Yeah,
God,
it's
please
like-
no.
No.
Okay,
I don't-
so we're not
I don't-
going there.
No.
I don't want to go to the analog of Chicago.
It's only an analog for Chicago for 2 months. Thank the Lord.
Those are 2 hell of months.
They
I'm
are.
worried that if
That's
we win,
2 months
we
too long.
accidentally get on the council somehow.
Oh shit! Actually, break. No.
That said, yeah, it's time for a break, and then we've got 4 more hours. No, unfortunately, everybody, it is time for our session to end.
Which means the J
Thanks.
Crew will not be seen
weeks.
until the 25th.
Oh god.
We're all doing vacations and whatnot.
Yeah. Summer does that.
You guys get to do vacations.
Oh, John. Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come join us.
I want to do vacation.
Join us. Got plenty of
All
time.
you-
I'll tell you the
all you
dates
have
we're
to do
going.
Is just throw off.
You just gotta
all-
drive.
Yeah, just throw everything off. Edge yourself of all responsibility.
Wait, isn't that the week? But wait, the 25th.
It's
that's the
right
week of
after. No.
Dawntail.
The week that Baki and Sab and I are going, it's right after Head Start. Right after it.
We can talk about this not on stream.
Yes.
Okay, all
Talk
right.
to
All
ourselves.
All right.
Ah,
I will see. Sab, what are we doing next week? Tell chat.
Next week, we will not have Baki or Stella. Sad. We
I'll be
hope
on
that
the beach,
Stella and
baby.
Baki are gonna have fun though, because they're doing the thing that we did when we weren't here. They're going off. They're seeing the world. They're enjoying life. Enjoy it.
Wow.
But while they're
Kind of
enjoying
wow.
it, we will make sure that Tael and Zire absolutely do not enjoy their time, because we will be we will be doing a short, intended to be a 1-shot, might end up as a 2-shot, thing of a system, a small little game called You're in Space and Everything's Fucked. It's basically draws on genres like the Aliens movie, like Dead Space, the video games. This sort of things are going horribly wrong, and we have to figure out. And there will be some interesting things for chat to do interactivity wise along with this. So chat will be able to interact along with our game of you're in space and everything's fucked. In terms of assisting my role, I will be playing the station, the space station. Chat will be able to weigh in on giving the players objectives, on giving them what kind of things they roll, and we'll change your redeems so that you'll be able to, because the game works with pools of D6s, there will be the ability to redeem for an extra D6 to the strugglers' rolls to try and help them out a little bit. That said, we hope to see you then. It will be horror themed, so it's, if you're familiar with Alien and Dead Space, people die.
I don't do well with this stuff.
But the nice thing is, it has video game rules. There are save points.
Huzzah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm
invite you
gonna
all
be
to join
here.
me.
I'm gonna fuck everything up for once, since I'll just be a watcher.
Oh, you're gonna be in chat?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be like, I don't give a.
you
Y'all want to go
trying
out
to
for
kill
dinner?
her?
Fuck that.
That's good, because the way the game works, it's actually better the fewer players you have. The main intent is that it's usually a one-on-one game.
Coconut has blessed me with her presence. She's in
So
my lap.
one on two is perfect for this game, which is one of the reasons I've chosen it.
Perfect.
So
So
join us
Fuck you
next week
over.
when Tay and Z-Ray grab onto their D6s for dear life.
Oh god.
I'm gonna make mention to chat that this is what Sab has decided we are doing on our wedding anniversary. So
Oh yeah.
this is so Sab is going to kill
it's
me
the
in space
It's a
in
reminder, you
celebration of
married
being married
It's the
for
13th.
13 years.
It's the 13th. It's got to be the spooky one.
You're right. Which one's the diamond anniversary?
I don't know. I don't keep up with that
13 is
crap.
the 13
13
is the Eldritch
crimson
Horror.
one. Yeah, the crimson
blood.
anniversary.
Good blood, of course.
Yeah.
God.
Sounds great.
I'm gonna go hand Tay her guidebook real quick so she can look at the cover.
I don't want to look at the cover.
Oh,
All right. Ciao.
yeah,
Lovely.
Before we go, level 8,
I'm
right?
good. I don't want this before we go level 8. No,
Level
I don't
8.
think so.
Not yet.
You're halfway there.
I want fabricate.
Whoa.
I want
Living
to
on a
make
prayer.
shoes.
You want to make shoes? You don't want to make gloves?
Oh my god,
I can
shoes.
make gloves too. Just wait, y'all.
Thank
It's
you all
gonna
for
be
joining us.
crazy.
Good night. Tay,
Night,
take it away.
everybody.
Hey, guys.
Good night.
See you,
Alrighty,
fellas, and
chat.
Colette.
Alrighty, chat. So for the rest of the week, it's fairly simple. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna finish off that Pokemon Paper Theater. It's of Eevee and some of the evolutions. I believe it's from Red and Blue. I don't think there's any other of the evolutions on there. And then oh god, is tomorrow Wednesday? Tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yep.
So we've got the Paper Theater in the morning, and then in the evening. So yes, it's a double stream day. So hopefully that doesn't mess anyone else's watch streak up. But Wednesday evening, I believe I am going to finish up Little Kitty Big City. I have not played that in over 2 weeks, but I have been wanting to be a cat, and I'm ready to play again. So hopefully we will finish that up. Thursday is our day off. Friday, we will be having our giveaway. We were going to go ahead and give away our Lego Tranquil Garden. And I'm building something. I don't know what the heck I'm building because I honestly never looked, and I need to. I need to go figure that out. So I will catch you all hopefully tomorrow, and I'll see you all soon. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye. I'm going to find
Good
us
night,
someone to
people.
raid. Bye-bye.
Later.